and found Robert's character, and then we GTFO'd, and then Jason found
some jars.
A jar that like spoke to him, and he stole it and put it in his trunk
with like glowing stuff inside it.
We found Jenny. Yes, we did find Jenny. The other people found Jenny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
And then we left. I don't remember after that. So is that where we ended?
Yeah.
We were going to the hospital.
Yep.
Yeah, because I got put down.
Oh yeah,
a couple
that's
of
right.
us
You
got
did get hurt.
bitten.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody got a little roughed up.
Do you want me to put out some? Do you want me to share those blondies, Jason? No. Okay. I thought I'd ask before I put them out there. Okay.
Just Jason with a kitchen knife defending his brownies.
Well, I chose to stay home yesterday while Zoe and Jason were both gone, and it was really weird. And like I alternate between that state of this is really nice. I like being by myself, and I can just sit and like watch TV and do whatever I want. And then the other half of my brain going, "Why aren't you doing things?"
Yep.
So I made cheesecake and blondies, but the rest of the time I just kind of sat and chilled, and it was nice.
Got to relax.
Are you gonna stab our dog with a fork?
No.
Okay.
I'm telling the dog no. I'm telling you.
Oh. Okay.
Leon has been appropriately warned. Now it's on him if he does something dumb.
Yep, he's been told.
I just get to make even more, self-deprecating jokes and
Are you Jenny?
stuff about suicide. There's Jenny or Casey.
Yep. So part of the wrap-up will be determining what mental state Jenny's in after this mess. And if that goes well, Jenny is available as a character. If that doesn't go well, you're playing Casey.
Who's Casey?
He's like the off-duty cop.
Thank you.
No, that was what's that guy's name? Casey's a completely new person.
That's what I thought. I'm like, I don't remember Casey being the name of...
Wait.
Because I wrote them down.
Yeah, it
Lance
started
was
with
Damien.
Damien, that's right. Yeah.
Because
Officer
Robert's
Damien.
Tabby, Tabatha. Nick was Chris. You're Dr. VoclainMaria. Lupita was Maria. Yeah, and you were Damien. So I probably ought to erase Damien because I don't want to call you Damien if you're Casey or Jenny. Sounds like a bad idea.
I'm gonna call you Lance.
That's fair.
How are those, Jason?
Good.
Okay.
Contact drug dealer Dan. Wow.
Yep.
A drug dealer is one of your contacts?
Yeah.
Hmm.
The Denver militia.
Not for drugs. They just went to community college.
That's plausible.
You never know when it's useful.
Plus,
to
this is
just know.
Colorado, right? So this is, it's just my dispensary. It's totally legal now.
Are we in
Well,
Colorado?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's only for weed. Yes, you're in
Are they
Denver,
still
Colorado.
called drug dealers if they work at a dispensary?
Depends on how you.
I don't think so.
Dispensers?
Yes. Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
like they're
I'd rather be
technically
called a
doing the
drug
same
dealer.
thing.
A dispenser?
Because a dispensary.
Now there are
You
pharmacists.
might as well put quarters.
Except
in
not
there,
a
but-
doctor.
Dog almost got some cheesecake. It wouldn't kill him. So how are those PT exercises going, Robert?
They're not pleasant, but I get them done most of the time.
Good.
social skills. Wow.
Yep. I mean,
Definitely not studying in college.
nope. You have a contact who's a drug dealer. Take that where you will.
Could be for Adderall for my studying.
It could be attempting to turn things around, or it could be the reason why things are the way they are.
Now it says drug dealer, but it's definitely my lieutenant now.
A lieutenant drug dealer?
My lieutenant, as in the one who I have go on the street instead of me going around dealing the drugs.
You are the one who deals.
I'm definitely not the one who makes the meth because I.
You don't have the science for that.
You done, Lance? I'll take your plates. You don't have to.
Thank you.
Leon.
That's not like a chew toy.
No, that is an arm. And you don't get to be sad about not chewing on an arm.
Asshole.
Rajiv? Is that?
Yeah, Casey Rajiv.
Indian American. Okay, as in India.
Yep.
That's what she did. Yeah. 6'4" and 133. Whoa.
Should be 5'4". Sorry.
I was gonna say I'm like a skinny.
Yeah, that is
Slenderman or what?
Yeah, I'm just like
You're one of the zombies.
Yep. Super lanky. Upon clearing out the asylum, one of the zombies is like, "Hey, I'm okay now."
I'm just like following behind, but I'm not like trying to bite. I'm just like look super dead.
Guys, wait up!
Yeah, my smallest I was 140 pounds and like a size 6. I can only
guys,
imagine if that was like a foot taller.
I'm not dead, but I sure wish to be.
A sharp breeze knocks you over. You miss a step and break a leg? Like, I mean, Jesus.
Yeah. That thing where you're like going up or down the stairs and there's that extra step you think is there.
Whoop.
Or the step that you thought was there and wasn't. Either way, it ends poorly for you.
And there goes my ankle.
So is this militia like the National Guard or just like...
No, Denver and Chicago itself has a proud tradition of literal militias.
Mm.
That is a literal militia you were looking at there.
It's zombie hunting, boys.
Yeah, I'm sure there are those exercises. A local paramilitary group.
From New Delhi, father from Jeddah.
But yeah, while we're doing the wrap up, you'll still be Damien for the time being, and then we'll transition out. Yeah, do you still have Damien?
There we go.
Gotta get a folder.
I remember I was planning to make a phone call to one of my dads.
I'm gonna
I'll call
lose
right
my
over.
job.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so think we're at a good point to start introductions, reintroductions of characters to some degree. So let's start on my left, work our way around, do a short little reintroduction of your character.
Okay. Jess Williams, Jessica, but she goes by Jess. She's a college student. She is a runner, and I remember she'd taken one of the classes from Dr. VoclainMaria over here. Oh gosh, what does she look like? Oh, I remember. She looks like that actress from Scrubs. She's like thin and kind of angular faced with brown hair and brown eyes. Yeah, just finished shooting zombies with Damien, so you know.
Having a good time.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Okay. Had to look up Scrubs.
I can find her again.
I'm trying to remember who you're talking about.
Okay, hold on. She wasn't a huge character.
I remember you designed Jenny to be kind of forgettable. Oh, not Jenny, Jess.
Kind of that blend in.
Yeah.
Basic pitch is what you
And so it begins.
Yeah, it's Katie.
No idea.
Collins?
The only brunette I remember from Scrubs is Dr. Cox's wife.
Yeah, definitely not her.
Yeah. I didn't think you were talking about her.
She looks kind of like that. Not exactly.
Kate McCucci?
Yeah,
Okay.
she was on Scrubs too, briefly. Similar, not exactly. But.
All right.
Well, now that... Can you put the picture next to the microphone, please?
Yeah, absolutely, of course.
That's what we have our phones for. It's just like a picture for like a
They'll
profile.
never know. All right, Robert.
Okay, my character is Tabatha, goes by Tabby, black.
Just give him any amount of peanut butter.
Oh, the doggy diarrhea.
And she's like tall, about 5'7". She has commanding looks and an athletic woman. She's Southwest Asian mix.
Mm-hmm.
Black hair, brown eyes. She's very protective of people and always ready to go to bat for them. Sometimes with an actual bat.
She might be, I just realized she has the same last name and a very similar appearance to Millie Black, who's my Delta Green character's therapist. She's or not therapist, friend from med school. I was gonna play her if I had showed up for the CDC one. So Mia's sister.
It's all interconnected.
Yeah.
Damien for pretty memorable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe soon to be former cop.
Fucking Lieutenant Dangle? I don't remember.
You boot goofing.
Yep.
I always forget my Delta Green character's name. What was it? I know her last name was Laguna.
Meat. Body bag. Casualty.
Elena. That's what it is. Elena.
Elena Laguna.
Yeah. It's got that almost like rhyme to it.
That's almost mean.
All right, Jason.
Playing Dr. Renier Vauclain, PhD in art history. He teaches at the University of Denver. He's in his early 50s, 6'2". He's a Frenchman that immigrated to the States not too terribly long ago. So he still has a characteristic sort of accent that's even now has not, fully sort of left him. And he looks like Lambert Wilson, the French actor who played the Merovingian in The Matrix.
Okay,
I
yeah.
remember you showing us a picture.
I remember that.
Is he French or French Canadian?
He's French.
True
Alright.
French.
He's sparkling French.
I need a French alignment chart.
Yeah.
Mm. Got that nice bone
Usually
structure.
glasses, yeah.
All right, and Miranda.
So I am playing Lupita Moreno-Ortiz. She's 21 years old. I'm trying to get a good picture here. She kind of looks like, I'm trying to get a good photo of Tanis from Letterkenny, but all of them are like super grainy because Letterkenny isn't the best image quality. Like
Well,
that,
I have to
except
rip it off of Hulu.
like with a darker complexion, she's rather ethnically ambiguous. Muscular build, wears really heavy, dark eyeliner. Has a, like I said, darker complexion, so brown skin, really dark hair. She's got a decent number of tattoos. One's a sleeve of plants like wolfsbane, sage, witch hazel, that sort of thing. And then other smaller tattoos kind of scattered all over. They're mostly Christian holy symbols, but she also has the dual crescent moons on her other wrist of the Bi symbol. I don't remember if I already said, she's 21 years old, is a student of mythology and the occult, works at a gym.
Please don't die.
Sorry.
You're okay. We'd rather you not choke.
No need to apologize for almost dying.
Right?
Well, if you're gonna die, get it.
Has a she's got
Would you like
a
to play
dog,
Casey?
Buffy.
What?
She's got a
yeah,
dog,
yeah.
Buffy.
That's right. I
Keeps
do
at the
remember. I
apartment.
do remember the dog. Yeah.
Yes.
A pity. Yeah.
What is the breed? Was it
Pitbull.
Pitbull?
Yes.
Is the dog still there? Because did the dog go into that computer zone that
I
you
don't
No,
think
she's
so.
still at the house, probably barking her head off.
Buffy
Oh, yeah.
Shoot Toy Slayer.
Just endless squeaks for hours on end.
Oh, and she's a transracial adoptee. So
All right. So when we had left our characters last, they were on their way out of the Cedar Grove Asylum. I believe Tabitha was unconscious at the time.
Yes.
Damien had offered to drive, I think to drive Tabitha and maybe one other person.
Yeah, to the hospital.
And then I believe Dr. Voclain had the other vehicle to carry the other half.
Don't remember who I was.
I'm in Voclain's vehicle.
I don't remember being injured, so I don't think I was with Damien.
Okay.
Because I'm quite injured.
Yeah, you two were the ones who were hurt, so I think I'm.
Yeah, I
probably
think
Dr.
it was,
Voclain.
what was her name?
Jenny.
Jenny, yeah.
Jenny was also.
Oh, Jenny was probably with you guys. Yeah, because she's hurt in some way.
Yep. Team injured and
I think
team barely escape.
yeah, it was Voclain, Christopher, and me in the vehicle.
Because I got one. I guess it's only one kill. Choose
Well,
10.
No, I guess because Nick wasn't with us, but
Yeah, he's kind of vanished.
he's kind of vanished. So we'll just say I was in the car instead of Christopher. How about that?
Okay.
The opposite way through that computer.
Yeah, right.
I,
You gave a quick look for him, but you haven't been able to find him.
He'll turn up.
Really quick, almost casual.
Like he
Hey, Chris, you
hasn't.
here? No?
He
Okay,
hasn't
let's go.
paid the rent in months, so
Freeloader.
He's hiding out.
Buffy never liked him anyway, which really is the important part.
Yeah. You cut down on dog barking.
Buffy contributes more to this household than he does.
Okay, so I think we'll get rolling with you wanting to make a phone call.
Yeah.
Since that is probably the strongest lead we've got.
Roll to dial.
It's one of the actual.
Rotaries.
But on a cell
Oh
phone.
no!
Yeah.
You need the craft skill to do that.
About the size of a lunchbox.
Or a history? Is there a history?
Got a big handle to it. You've got to crank it up first.
Yeah.
Okay.
A portable generator.
So to recap about the dads, adoptive fathers are Dr. Mateo Moreno, who is the medical doctor.
So presumably calling him.
I refer to him as Dad. And then I have Dr. Dante Ortiz, who is the professor of the occult. So I'm trying to code them by letters. So Moreno is the medical doctor.
Okay.
Ortiz is the
Occult.
occult
PhD.
doctor. It sounds wrong when I say it like
Occultist.
that.
Occult
The
PhD.
witch doctor.
No, that's a very specific
Yeah.
title there.
And I
The
refer
witch.
to him as Pop. So I'm gonna call the medical doctor.
Okay.
Do you have any burner dads? Maybe we could just use that one.
Got some extras when you just need them for a short moment and then throw them aside.
And then I don't know if you remember, I told you she's got this kind of code system set up with them where if one of them calls the other and they answer in
DuckTales.
Spanish, it means that they're not at liberty to fully discuss what it is they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, pull out her phone, call up Mateo.
Give me a single die roll.
Okay. Was it the 10s?
Yep.
I told you.
You will only need
Roll to
D10s.
dial.
Roll to dial.
Roll to dial.
How many rings it takes?
No, whether or not you accidentally open up the calculator.
You calculate the area code minus the first 3 digits minus the final.
Six.
Okay. So, pull out the phone. You're about to start dialing, and you realize the signal strength is bouncing between 5 and 0 to no signal. It's just kind of fluctuating between it, not evenly, but kind of rapidly spiking between it. So you try to call, and you hear it ring for like maybe a quarter of a second, and then you just get cut off.
Okay. I guess I will try to send a text then.
Okay.
Because I can at least get that all done in one shot.
You hit send.
Bleeding lull.
It does the could not send retry button. Tap it a couple of times. It probably takes a good 5 minutes of driving before finally sends.
So I would...
What would you want to send in your 160 characters? What is your family's phone plan?
Hola, sorry it's late. Roommates and I are headed to whatever the name of the hospital is that we're going to.
I do have a couple of them written down. I'll Google them. Keep going.
Had a run-in with some I guess guess we'll do the ... zombies ? Just I'm like
Vin Diesel.
I feel like a normal person texting about this would describe them as zombies ?
That's
So
fair,
some bites. Meet us there.
Okay. You guys are heading to Denver Health and Hospital Authority.
Cool.
Okay, Denver Health. Which is pretty much center of town.
Alright.
Alright, that gets sent out. You're able to drive there relatively quickly. It's pretty late at night.
You're like a dead dying. Or like, am I driving with the sirens on, or am I?
That's your call.
Because
Like
she
she
like
is unconscious and non-responsive.
yeah. Well, sirens.
We're going all out tonight, buddy.
Officer Dangle is driving at full speed.
I mean, I use sirens to get here. Well,
Why not on the way back? Yeah.
Damien won't be around a whole lot longer, so okay, go for it.
So you hit the 25, pull off of that on 6th Ave, cross through Lincoln Park, and make it to Denver Health.
Big up, so
Yeah.
dumb.
I was going with these wounds will not heal.
Oh, makes more sense.
Yeah.
These wounds, they will not heal. I can't ever think of that song without hearing it. It's just very distorted
Oh, yeah.
in my head.
It's
that was 2 years ago, wasn't it?
they crank the distortion up. Pull into the ER approach, and time kind of speeds up a bit as everybody gets together again. Tabitha, Damien, and Jenny are getting checked out for injuries.
Do
Is
I have
anybody
to roll to
else?
see if my insurance will cover this?
It's
Deal with
America.
that.
It's America, so no.
Yeah,
And we-
it's a dark future, so no.
If you're in the
a
ER,
dark
then they
present,
just take care of you
so
first,
no.
and then they hand you the bill.
So that's going to be fun. That'll probably be a stability check after you regain consciousness.
I have been injured. That's the boxes underneath the circles under health, right?
Yep. So a single slash is bludgeoning, bruise damage that will heal with time relatively quickly. An X is lethal damage.
That I'm gonna need to get fixed.
Yeah, that needs to actually be stitched up, or some sort of medical attention taken care of. And then if there is a third line through it, effectively making a kind of an asterisk, that is aggravated damage, and that is serious injury.
Okay.
Oh, that's if it has like the star, the 3.
Yep.
I've got the 1X.
How would I describe Tabitha's injuries?
What are we looking at in terms of...
They're all X's.
Like,
Okay, yeah,
like
so-
to the doctors, like how did you get? Were they like bites, or was it from like the barbed wire and stuff?
Yeah, I remember it was
Yes.
from the barbed wire.
All of
There,
it.
there
You
was
had
a
to call
little
for
bit from
Yeah.
the barbed wire,
Yeah.
I think it was mostly from the quote-unquote zombies.
but yeah.
So it's probably a mix of like bites and claw marks, like just nasty scrapes and the like. Yeah, so describe that how you want to,
Or don't.
or don't. You can always plead the fifth. You may or may not know your rights. You don't know your rights.
I mean, he's a cop, so who cares?
I have professional training.
You're a white cup,
Oh yeah.
right?
Are you white?
You're a white cup?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
let's get
Like,
into
even
it. No
if-
worries.
Yeah.
You, like a regular person bringing her in looking beat up like that and not saying anything would be suspicious
Suspicious?
as hell.
They'd
But
call
since
the
you're
cops.
already a cop, they're gonna be like, "Well, can't do anything about that."
Probably picked up someone who got in a fight or
Yeah.
Or
Got in a
worse.
fight with 38 weasels.
with a bear.
38 weasels in a trench coat.
Don't mess with that trench coat. Okay, so
See,
Getting
you've got
treatment.
little slashes.
I'm just a little bruised.
Yeah.
okay, so
I remember you like locked yourself
ignoring
up
treatment?
in a room and were taking shots from the
I
door.
mean, if I
if I'm also there,
You have insurance,
Like
you're a
it-
professor.
Yeah.
yeah, I know.
From a physical point of view, most of it is like superficial damage.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
some subcutaneous stuff of just
I
impact.
think
but
I'd probably get like a nurse or something like that to just like give it a once over, but I don't think I want to
Checked in.
commit to getting checked.
Some
in.
band-
I'm definitely
Band-Aids.
like
Yeah.
getting stitches and my rabies vaccine updated.
I don't remember what my. I think I was scratched. Yeah, I wasn't bitten, but I was scratched, and I think that might have been the lethal damage.
Mm.
It was just a really bad scratch, maybe.
Yeah. Nasty set of nails.
Yeah,
So tetanus, maybe.
Mm.
not that kind of nails, but yeah.
They're zombies. I wouldn't trust
You
it.
never
Yeah.
know. Bacteria is.
I like the dark, so they might have a lot of like.
So you're
germ
getting
in their
checked out as
fingernails
well?
and stuff.
Yeah, and waiting for one or both dads to show up.
Okay. You're getting processed in a back room before that happens.
Okay.
Dr. Voclain, you get a quick kind of look over from the nurse, where it's basically like, just stay off those bits for a bit.
Yeah.
Nothing they can really do. They do a quick check, make sure nothing's broken or dislocated, and you check out.
Give me a $50 ice pack.
Yeah.
And juice box.
Insurance covers it because you work for the university, and they at least have some of the basics covered. You've got some lethal,
Yep.
so yeah, you're administered to the back.
You're dead.
Checked into the morgue moments later.
How does healing work in this?
Bruising, the single slash happens, I think, like 1 an hour, so usually a night's rest clears that up. Lethal requires some medical attention, usually to turn it into bludgeoning. So effectively, you get rid of one of the slashes.
So that's what we would be doing.
Yeah.
So how many X's does Tabitha get to get rid of then?
None. She's dead.
You have
Emergency
to be
room
here a
exit.
while, I think.
Yeah, medical care. You get checked in.
Congratulations.
Your friends do not
can
know
check.
how long it's going to be when you
Yep.
check out, but it is very clearly a actual trip to the ER necessary.
Yep. Stay overnight.
Yeah, you're
I think
checked
Jenny
in.
needs
You
to
have a
get looked
room.
at as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. She gets kind of the once over, and they can tell, like, yeah, she's in shock. She just kind of needs to sit this out. So Jenny's kind of pushed back to the waiting room with Voclain.
I mean,
Yeah, and Jess. Whereas everybody else
They
is
give her a
currently.
juice box.
Yeah, there's a nice juice box.
I'm gonna
Capri
charge her
Sun.
$20 for it.
Probably more like 5, but yeah.
Straws 20.
Yeah, they're trying to get people to stop using it for the environment.
Decent cause, but
And in the same breath, I accidentally screw over the disabled.
Yeah.
Yep.
that being the catch.
In the
So
hospital, that's what they do, though.
Jenny's there, just kind of like
She's just there.
hugged up on a seat. So Voclain, Jess, do you have an approach with her?
probably just try to be near
Okay.
Where is she? She's in
in the waiting room.
In the
with
waiting
us.
room, yeah, with you. Effectively, they gave her a quick once-over, and it's like, it's clear she's in shock, make sure.
We're talking about Jenny?
Yeah, Jenny.
Yeah.
Yeah, just...
Probably gave her a blanket. Like a shock
Yeah.
blanket.
Look, I've got a blanket.
I think I would.
Blanket and juice box.
Static electricity.
Nothing takes care of, nothing comforts you quite like the sweet soothing sensations of static electricity.
I wouldn't be interacting with her. I think I think Dr. Voclain would still be sort of focusing on
The cube.
the
Oh, it's a jar.
the jar.
The jar.
We'd still be thinking about the jar and what had happened, and to some extent realizing in the back of his mind that, if she's in shock, she's going to need time to process and come out of the end of that before she can give any sort of helpful information. So it's probably
Yeah.
best just to let her process that.
And that's
not
kind
stress her
of
out.
yeah. I'm just trying to be there for her.
Be near and kind of
Wait
wait.
for her. Yeah.
So, about 30 or so minutes go by. Lupita is released. Minor kind of patching up, literal like a quick stitch and bandages, flushed with antiseptic, all the classic treatment of a wound. The rest of it is just take it easy for a couple of days. See, now I can't not call you Officer Dangle. Damien, Officer Damien, is still in the back. Again, I think you took a little bit more.
I took one
Officer Dangle.
one lethal and
One lethal?
2 bludgeon.
Okay, then yeah, you're patched up and out as well. By the time the two of you are coming back, Jenny's a lot more lucid, a little bit more focused, and kind of turns and looks between the two of you with just kind of the what happened.
Why don't we we're waiting to see how Tabby is, and Damien, but maybe we should I think we should talk about it at home.
She nods and then takes a long sip from the juice box.
Do you want any, food or anything?
Yeah, sure. That'd be good.
Go, bring her with me to the cafeteria or whatever. The mess hall and the fucking...
Yeah, it's the classic hospital cafeteria where they've got like arguably some of the worst food choices in terms of health, despite it being a hospital. You've got a pizza place in there.
It's fine. She's a college kid. We
She'll
exist
be-
on
yeah.
ramen and pizza. It's fine. Get her some pizza.
Okay. After some food, kind of reconvene. Nurse comes out, approaches you. Dr. Voclain, you to her seem to be the probably
adult.
yeah the adult.
Let's be clear.
Yeah, simply believing that the police officer brought her here, but is not actually
You're
more
more
responsible
responsible.
in quotes
Yes.
for her. And are you Tabatha's contact?
Guardian.
I am one of the teachers at the university. In this situation,
Okay.
that's correct.
So you're a HIPAA and FERPA's up to date. That's good. Okay. She's going to need to be under observation for the night. The wounds were fairly grievous. It's going to be some time before she's back up on her feet. Probably a couple of weeks. She'll probably be up on crutches within a couple of days, but it's going to need some time for those muscles to heal, especially around the legs.
Yes.
But long term, aside from maybe some scarring, we're not expecting any serious complications, and
Good.
even that should be minimized.
That's excellent news. Thank you.
Of course. She heads off.
Does anybody know Tabitha's family situation? Kind of look at Jenny. Do you know?
Not really.
She's got an older sister who works for the CDC.
Yeah, right.
But she's in DC, so
Yeah.
that's really nice. That's a heck of a flight. No,
I was not.
she wasn't really big on talking about it, but I think she still had family, maybe in the area. I mean, they're gonna get a call eventually.
I guess so. Because I'm assuming she still has her cell phone on her. Well, once she gets checked in and we can visit her, I guess we can talk to her about it. I don't think there's anything else we can do except go home.
I want to wait on. I texted one of my dads to hopefully come meet us here just to make sure. He's a medical doctor. I kind of prefer him to give us the final go ahead.
So it's
A
another
little bit of bias.
10 or so minutes
Just 10 more.
before Dad arrives.
Yeah.
Effectively, the classic, like, pops in, sees you, goes running over, and just picks you up with a big hug. Are you all right? Everything okay? And kind of like looking you over, noticing some bruising and bandages applied and whatnot. Who did this?
And now we're in Telemundo.
We're, I'm fine. We already got looked over by the doctors here. Just,
Probably the local nurse. The simple bandages and the like. It doesn't look too bad from what I can see.
yeah, it's, I guess I tried to, like, pull him sort of to the side.
Yeah, you basically have an area where you can... Hospitals are always busy, but that in its own right kind of provides you
Yeah.
a sense of...
The white noise.
Yeah, everything kind of blends. It's very hard to overhear things.
So
You speak Spanish?
she doesn't actually speak Spanish.
The beautiful irony.
Just enough for the code, but we went out to eat tonight at that really tacky fish and chips place. It's got like the boat in it.
Yes, I remember the one.
Yeah, Jenny got up to go to the bathroom and didn't come back. We looked for her. Didn't see a way out of the bathroom. Went outside.
Look, I don't need the play-by-play. I need to know just what happened.
Okay.
Key points.
Yeah.
Your other father's parking right now.
Okay. Jenny and Tabby were kidnapped. Somebody took them to the Cedar Grove Sanatorium, and they were like
Place has
broadcasting
been
it.
shut down for quite some time.
Yeah, they were. They had cameras set up. They were broadcasting it online, like some kind of live snuff film, and the place was full of these zombies that I mentioned. Looked like they were very sick, rabid almost, but they bled.
I don't know what was going on there. I think you should save any of your speculation on mysticism for your other dad.
Okay.
From a medical point of view, I can tell you that the pulls his hands up for big air quotes. The zombies of the Caribbean were caused by effectively a neurotoxin. It usually resulted in individuals being quite sluggish, but socially malleable.
This is clearly PCP.
These are green bath salts.
Yeah, always at bath salts.
Okay. I guess I just want to make sure those of us have gotten.
I mean, you should be checked out for any sort of bloodborne diseases and pathogens. I would highly recommend a quick blood check for the lot of you, if anybody has come in contact with them. Maybe a light drug scanning. See if, even if something did get past, it would be in small enough quantities that it shouldn't affect you.
I'll run it by a nurse, but I guess I'll have to talk to Pop about the rest.
Labs and whatnot take quite a bit of time to do. You usually have to schedule them.
That's right.
It's going to take some time to get done.
I'll pass it on at least for Tabby. She's going to need to be under their care for a while.
depending on the severity of her injuries, they may be doing those as is.
Yeah.
So it's not too much longer that Pop shows up.
Okay.
So if you want to spin any of the occultism angle,
Yeah.
now would be the time.
Okay.
And we can effectively say you fill them in on the basics,
Yeah.
get into the weeds on this part.
Okay. House was full of these people that they looked like your classic zombies, very sick, very deteriorated, bitey, scratchy.
Very big.
But when they were
Really
wounded, they bled
shocking.
like a live person.
I mean, that would make sense if these were actual zombies. They're still living. But that doesn't mesh with your stereotypical movie zombies. The injuries are usually only feasible for a actual undead. Academic terms of that which is no longer alive. That shouldn't bleed. The blood should, from my understanding, coagulate and stop flowing. I guess it's something to leave up to the police to handle at this point.
The other police.
Real detectives.
The police who wear pants.
And not just like
Not hot pants. Or jorts, depending on the season.
God.
Jesus Christ. There's nothing that would eliminate any sense of authority from it faster than jorts.
Officer jorts? No, those two, they can't go together.
go,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Unless he's like from an Austrian family, and so it's Yorts instead, or something.
Then it's slightly acceptable.
Then I get it.
Just slightly. Alright, so your two fathers are happy to take you and any of your friends home. You've got Dr. Voclain, who at this point can effectively just drive home if he wants to. Doesn't have to worry about dropping any of these kids off.
Pesky kids.
Half a century old, I can just do.
You can do what you want to do.
Oh, I also want to mention to Pop that Dr. Voclain, our professor, he came to help us rescue Jess, or not Jess, I keep getting Jess and Jenny mixed up. Tabby and Jenny.
TJs.
He found something, like, it just looks like an empty jar to me, but he's fascinated with it, like he's convinced there's something inside. I don't know what it is. I've never seen
Honestly, too vague of an answer.
Sounds like a weirdo.
I
I
think he actually took it with
Sounds
guess
like you need
keep
to
an
make
eye
better
on him.
friends.
him. Yeah.
He's a professor at the local college, is he not?
Yeah.
He may have some interest in study or the like with it. I could not tell you. If you look at it simply as a container, there's endless mythology built around containers, what they contain, opening them, Pandora's box. There is a endless list from simple mundane stories of carrying water and other liquids to, unleashing chaos and destruction upon the world. It's
So let's hope for water.
Yep.
or jar of mayonnaise.
Germanis.
Somebody needs bellman.
I'm trying to decide if she would tell her dads about the
Trip through the PC.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not right now. Maybe later.
I'm gonna save that.
Okay. So,
Yeah,
Again?
happy to cart anybody home.
Okay, let's go home. I wanna
Time
get
winds
Jenny home.
ahead.
I think that's best for her.
You guys take Jenny home.
Probably ask her what she remembers when she's in a better shape to talk about it.
I would encourage you to let her sleep first.
Yeah.
And not talk to her tonight.
Yeah. I would.
I definitely at least
So-
give them my phone number.
Mm-hmm.
Of like, if anyone's ever
Better give
kidnapped
us your
again, you know,
personal number, because I don't know how
It would
much longer
be-
your work number is going
it
to
would be-
Pulls it out of his pants.
His shorts.
From an area that's not a pocket.
no, it's like one of those like mini pockets that you don't know what it's supposed to fit.
It literally
But-
can hold nothing but
I wouldn't
like
take it
3
seriously.
of those cards.
I wouldn't take it seriously at all, but we just spent the entire evening
Yeah.
killing zombies together, so I will take it and be like, okay, keep
Just
in
in
touch.
case.
Hopefully never have to do this again, ever.
Tell
So-
me if Tabitha's health.
Yeah,
Good
I'll
towards.
I'll text you updates.
So the radio had been blaring.
I probably like missed a shift.
A little bit of that, a little bit of some other things. You've been called in.
Tell Dr. Voclain, I guess we'll see him at school.
Yeah, I will. He will, like, distractedly. Yes, of course.
Class is cancelled.
Do you want to come check on Jenny maybe tomorrow, or?
I'll have to arrange my calendar. I'm not sure what next few days are going to bring.
Sure.
I'll let you know.
Just have to wait for office hours.
I mean, she did almost like die and stuff.
Today was Friday evening. It is effectively Saturday morning at this time. So you've got the weekend, but there's also catching up on sleep, professorial duties.
Dr. Voclain will, after sort of like distractedly, sort of like, tossing answers over his shoulder, will look directly at
Jess.
Jessica.
Yeah, because I'm not buying the bullshit.
And say, look, I have my priorities in order, and I don't need any commentary from you about my lack of
Lack of what?
go home.
I was planning to. Just, you did a whole 180 on your personality there, Professor. But you do you.
I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna respond to that.
Okay.
The double doors as you're making your way out, slide open. Make your way back to the parking structure. Drive out, paying the exorbitant parking fees.
Yeah.
You were here for like an hour. That'll be $15.
I guess this is
Drive
dangerous, so
home.
there are going to be lots of traffic. Vacation time.
Yeah, you have been called back to the precinct, effectively for a quick little debrief.
God, I hope not.
It would be very short. As you get there, things start to unfold rather quickly. You pick up on bits and pieces, but give me a wits and composure to see what you pick up on before you find yourself in the classic police interrogation room.
This is how many dice you roll, right?
Yep. Dots are number of dice.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 6.
You're looking for 8s, 9s, or 10s, and 10s are roll again.
Oh wait, make sure I look at the right character sheet.
Yep.
No one's right. No, I guess when you do wits and composure, it's not
just
adding a
wits and
skill.
composure.
Yeah.
Yep. Otherwise, it would be like composure and something else. It's always two pools added together. Very rarely is there a third.
9s and
Oh,
10s.
dang.
And you roll those 10s again?
10s again, yeah. So that's 3 so far.
Just 3.
Okay. So not a exceptional success, but on your way in, you're overhearing people or some of the other officers there talking about. Oh God, the shorts guy's back in again. Everybody does the no look. But you're overhearing people talking about a shooting and homicides. At
Homicides?
Homicides.
We did kill some of them.
At the asylum.
Okay.
Point
the
of
old
order.
Cedar Group.
It's a sanitarium.
Sanitarium.
It is a
Yes,
sanitarium.
it is
That's
a
what I wrote down,
sanitarium.
too.
Sorry.
Because we've heard like 4 different.
Yeah, it is specifically a sanitary.
But they don't know. They're so confused.
Oh, sure. I just want to know.
And that's kind of what you pick up before you're brought in to the interrogation room, seated at one side of the table, another person at the other, another, I guess, like sergeant. Somebody sits down at the other side. He's got a cup of coffee for you.
Well, the good. They're
So
bringing
what
you
happened?
coffee, so that's a good sign.
I got a call. There was a kidnapping. Went to investigate. And
And you never thought to call any of that in.
Put on the Harvard short.
My new boots.
Kevlar jock piece.
Oh god.
when I got,
Odd piece. Yeah.
Gross.
I tried calling in, but when I got
Gotta
there,
protect
there was
the
no
kids.
signal. It was like they had signal jammers. I could not call for backup.
That's true because you did try.
Should have backed up to a point outside of that range and made that call before moving in, especially in the case of a hostage situation. That is SWAT territory through and
Why
through.
would keep you on traffic duty?
Yeah. Go on.
That's the sergeant.
Yeah, that's the sergeant over there, man. Like, come on, man.
Standing there in the corner with his donut.
Yep. The classic, like, dark corner of the room,
Yeah.
donut, coffee.
Just hear munching sounds.
Eating a donut judgmentally.
Yep.
Such a very specific parenthetical.
So you went in.
I did.
And? Oh, that's it. Thanks for coming.
Tell us.
It was like some weird gang setup. Gang, not game.
Mm-hmm. G-A-N-G.
Yep. It seemed like they were torturing the people that they kidnapped, setting up barbed wire, prodding them to walk through the house, videotaping it.
Never thought MS-13 would get so high up in the country. Usually they do around the Texas way. Can't believe they got
I
here.
think
Get all the way to the Midwest, right?
Yeah.
Colorado.
They got her building that
Nevada.
wall.
You're messing with my immersion. No, you
Are
I am
we?
heavily
Are
increasing.
we?
You are.
It's causing physical damage to me, but it's immersion.
Yeah. Accurate.
See, it's immersion, not escapism.
Damn it.
So you found the kidnappies. What happened there? What all went down?
The kidnappies, as in the people kidnapped?
Yeah,
Yeah.
those who were kidnapped. What happened to them? What happened there?
Not the kidnappers, the kidnappers.
I
We'll
did
get
my
to that.
best to get them out, and we managed to escape. Got them to a hospital, and seems like they made it out pretty okay. But
We've checked your equipment. How many shots did you actually fire?
probably quite a bit.
Didn't you give me one of your guns? Because I didn't have a gun. You
Mhm.
gave me one.
Yep.
Oh boy.
I think one of them was personal.
Yeah,
The other was your. I think you
I
held
have
on to
an
your
SMG.
standard issue.
because I also
Ah,
have an
okay.
SMG as
Yeah.
well.
So I think you
Which-
handed
what-
off.
Well, the SMG is not standard issue.
Yeah,
that's
no,
your first.
That's personal.
There's
So I
no
think
way.
No, I think
Yeehaw, Colorado.
because I think that was not. I think that was it was. I was given a choice of
Very
a submachine gun or a
Right.
shotgun
in the back of the actual.
in the back of the cruiser.
Yeah.
Yeah, your Glock is the one that's
Because that's supposed to be
Standard on
not
Well, you
quite
gave
like
me a handgun.
Did you
I
ever give the gun back?
no.
I don't
You-
know. I mean, I guess I would assume so because I don't fucking want
You
it.
can give me. God, what would that be?
I can tell
Like,
you that Jess doesn't have any interest in the gun.
like wits and composure to remember you either put it in a pocket or
Okay.
threw it in the back of the car or something.
Sure, something to.
But if you succeed, you've got the option. Yeah, you're good. You've got the option. You could have returned it.
Yeah, I returned it. I don't
Okay.
fucking want the thing. Especially
that-
because you probably gave me the handgun, which is your.
Yep. Service pistol.
I missed. I shot some, but I also missed a lot, so I don't remember ever reloading.
We've registered a number of shots on your pistol and SMG. We're going to need you to fill out the standard forms for who you were shooting at.
And why?
And why?
Don't worry, you're a white cop.
No, it's paid vacation time.
Yeah.
You'll be, yeah.
So if they ever even bother to do anything about it,
or I'll get fired and then rehired to get my pension.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Damien will be fucking fine.
Gonna have a lot of paperwork though.
Yeah, that's true. That's my true punishment.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you would like to state at this time before the official review begins?
Is there anything like?
I wouldn't have got away with it. More for those pesky kids.
Do we have? Was there someone or? I can't remember if I saw like one of the key figures when we entered. If there was like that video where I had like the covered face. I can't remember
I don't think you did.
because it might have just been Maria.
I mean, I remember futzing with the computers when we got there because they had them all set up.
I don't remember actually seeing a person.
If we did see someone, it would have been on the computer
'Cause
screen
I
itself.
do remember like a voice. I don't.
Yeah,
know if
I remember them
ever
talking
got-
to
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
I saw
I think
a
it was
dude.
a PA
You saw a
system.
wizard.
I saw
You
an
saw it.
installation wizard.
Yep.
Oh,
The
yeah.
installation wizard.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think we just heard someone.
Yeah.
Because I was
believe
fucking with
they
their equipment.
used the PA system.
They did use the PA system.
Yeah.
I believe I yelled at them.
You might want to.
Are you going to mention this?
You might want to mention that.
Leon, why are you hunching like that?
No, really?
Leon.
Oh.
You might want to mention
Let's go outside.
that
Okay, too late.
whoever is conducting the
Great.
interview has had a rich and storied career in law enforcement, and that you look up to them every day.
Bad dog. No.
Because
I don't give him peanut butter.
Ah, but he's quiet.
Gross. You didn't take a dog.
I would try to be compliant with like their investigation. I would probably try to hide the victims' identities, like
Okay. So
So-
Jenny and Tabitha.
unless less than like trying to like
Shield them.
shield them, and more like the absence of mentioning.
Hmm.
It's lying by omission.
Like, yeah, then the names will definitely be asked. They'll want to know where they were.
They'll figure it out eventually, but you're not going to help.
Yeah, eventually they're going to start connecting that paper trail to the hospital, and from there.
I would say like I administered a Jane Doe who needs to stay
Mhm.
at the hospital for a few days.
Okay. So, roll ahead first to the next morning for
We should all be healed
Jenny.
up.
Yeah, healed up.
I'm probably up pretty early, having had some difficulty sleeping.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
always get up early,
So,
make my coffee.
yeah. Sitting there with some coffee. Probably have some
Yeah,
ready
make
for
you
Jenny.
some coffee.
Yeah, she sleeps in a little bit more than usual.
Understandable.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Eventually makes her way over to the kind of living room setup. You've got some couches and the big TV, and just kind of does the coffee in hands, plops down, and just kind of looks between the two of you again of like, so we're going to talk about what happened?
I was gonna follow your lead on that.
If you're feeling up to it,
We
we
can.
do need to eventually.
We
What
cannot.
happened?
I mean, we only know the second part. We don't know the.
What happened to you after you went to the doctor?
Yeah.
I don't really remember. I remember going to the restroom and then I dropped my phone and that was it. I woke up in that room.
Must have gotten grabbed, drugged, something. Okay,
You don't
that's fine.
remember
It's
a van or anything?
No.
It's okay. It's fine. We showed up to the sanatorium. We split up into 2 groups
Yes, sir.
because Tabatha got snagged too. Later than you did, but on the way home from trying to find you, she got grabbed too.
Is she okay?
She's still in the hospital. They expect her to recover, but she got hurt by those things. The people, I guess, I don't know if they're on drugs or they had to have been on drugs. They didn't seem human anymore.
I would have made sure that everybody that got injured by him
Yeah.
got scheduled for blood tests.
Drug addicts aren't here.
That's what the cops say. That's cops speak.
Thanks for your analysis, white lady.
Are we good? Can I go now?
Please continue.
At the time, they seemed like Evil Dead, zombies.
Oh, Evil Dead 1 or Evil Dead 2? Or Army of Darkness? Because Army of Darkness was a skeleton thing. Evil Dead 2 was the better director.
Whichever one's the worst one.
I guess 1.
I'll pull up the, there was that,
One is the rapist tree.
Yeah.
there's the,
I still have the
this,
the URL written down.
I'm thinking of the symbol that was drawn on the wall in the alley in lipstick.
Oh yeah.
I took a photo of that and I'll pull
Yeah.
it out and I'll show it to her. And I'll be like,
She shakes her head. I don't know.
is it
Well,
your lipstick?
we're gonna have to buy you some new
No,
lipstick.
that's not my color.
Okay.
Either way, some sickos.
I'll text it to Pop
Either way, some sickos
with some context.
kidnapped you, and we're videoing all this as like a game for the dark web to watch. And I tried to shut it down, and I couldn't when we got there. But either way, we went in and we split up. So Lupita and Dr. Voclain went to get you, and Damien, a police officer that was with us.
I love how we're all calling him by his first name.
It's like the only thing he mentioned.
Right. And then Damien and I went and got Tabatha, and we got the hell out of there. They wanted you to play a game, and yeah.
Thank God we got there before anything happened to you.
How are you?
Confused,
Dazed.
angry. Honestly, mostly confused.
Us too.
Yeah.
There should at least be a police investigation ongoing. So maybe we'll get some more answers in the coming days.
I mean, Damien, what was a police officer? I mean, theoretically he still is. So.
He's seeing the news.
I would be surprised if you weren't a police officer at all, and this whole the thing at the police station and all that is just an elaborate like Make-A-Wish thing because you've got like terminal cancer.
You had a ride along, and the officer stepped out to use the bathroom. And
Yeah,
you
I
just
took
went.
the car.
Oh boy.
Everyone feels so bad. They're just like, just let him have it.
I went to the hospital for my chemo treatment.
Whew, that got dark real quick.
Yikes. I think we should just, take the weekend, order some bad Chinese food, and sit and recover, and whatever you want to talk to us about.
Yeah,
Go for it.
That sounds like the best thing we could do.
Why ban Chinese food specifically? If you know which ones are good and which ones are bad, why not order the good Chinese?
When I say bad, I mean like cheap and plentiful and delivers to our house.
Not necessarily the same thing.
Unhealthy.
Fair. So, day goes on.
Buffy gets lots of scritches.
Oh yeah.
See
Buffy
if-
and Jenny are good friends for a while.
Yeah. We'll see if Pop can decode the symbolism at all. That seems more like something he can actually work on.
You get a text back of like, details are pretty good, but no idea what I'm looking at. This could take a while.
Okay.
If any of you turn on the news,
Yeah.
No, I would not.
okay, no news. News.
What
No,
about the stuff you
If
see
we
on
have
Facebook?
if we have like a TV, I won't use that. But
Okay.
maybe like on my phone with some earbuds in.
Yeah.
Shit's
Go
fucked
for it.
up.
Because,
So playing news.
The Facebook news
I would have
feed?
turned on.
yeah.
I doubt I have a radio. Not that old fashioned.
Your car.
I would have.
Can you hear it in the car?
No, I'm still at home.
Mm-hmm.
I would have turned on I would have gotten on the cell phone. I would have NPR is
Mhm.
like doing
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
thing.
Okay.
They're doing their news stuff.
A little podcasty kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
So what?
Digital.
I don't know if that would.
If
Warrant
it's
to be
local
mentioned.
news, yes.
I probably have one for national and one for local.
Local. Okay. So when it gets around to local news, it brings up a multiple homicide at the sanatorium on the edge of town. No, I'm shooting in the dark for how many you actually took down.
Say 1 plus. That covers everything.
Like
More than
multiple fatalities.
There we go.
I saw a tweet that was like, "You're telling me Julius Caesar, who's been dead for over 70 years, made this salad?
Oh yeah.
You're not technically
Caesar
wrong,
salad.
but still."
It mentions that the police are currently withholding names at the time, or at this present time. The investigation is ongoing. There was a officer at the scene.
Responding officer.
Yeah. At the scene. But at this time, not much is known.
Sure.
So, what do you want to be up to for, like, effectively the next week or so as investigations complete, healing finishes to the point where you are up and moving? I'm
We come and
assuming,
visit you.
yeah, folks come and visit you.
Have an awkward conversation about whether or not you want to call your family and tell them what happened.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
'Cause
So,
you-
sounds
Yep.
good. Okay.
They have not been notified.
I bring some flowers.
I would bring
Anyway.
Buffy, but I don't think they'll let me let her in.
Tried to sneak her in the purse, but she didn't want to stay in it.
We need a pretty big purse.
Big dog.
Duffel bag
Like
is
the
technically
was
a
the
purse.
New York subways or whatever, where they're allowed
Oh,
to have
yeah.
a dog as long as they can fit it in a bag.
Yeah,
so
duffel
you get
bag
people
it, yeah.
giant.
Mhm.
I've seen kind of like the backpack style.
Yeah, check their golden retrievers in there.
Especially for hiking.
I'd send an email to administration the next morning, the following morning,
Mhm.
after that whole thing went down, saying that there was a family emergency and I would need to take some time away from work, and I would, arrange something with a TA or,
Oh, you mean
a fellow
Jenny?
professor to. No, not you
Yeah.
specifically.
Jenny is your TA, not me.
Not her specifically.
Yeah,
Is what I'm saying.
some of the others.
Another TA.
Yeah.
remember
I just get somebody to
Mhm.
cover that. I'm going to take that whole week just to, decompress and then,
Yeah, there's some like bounce back in the communication where they're like, we totally understand. There's this like underlying expectation that it's like it has something to do with what happened there, and that you're just not ready to talk about it.
Mhm.
Whether you had family who were one of those killed or otherwise involved.
Sure.
But yeah, they approve that time off, no issue.
Do we want to share all of our virtues and vices just as a refresher?
They're more for you, honestly.
Okay.
It's how you can regain willpower.
All right.
Yeah.
So I would spend that entire week, very slowly doing more and more, as the week was progressing. Doing experiments on the jar.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, I would rummage through some of the tools and props and all that stuff that I used for my art history course. I would look at the jar with those old sort of drive-in 3D glasses.
Mhm.
I would grab a tuning fork, that I borrowed from a colleague a couple of years ago, and just do sort of resonance and that kind of thing. Just trying to get any sort of
any sort of reaction.
Any sort of reaction or details that I get from this thing.
Is it still glowing for you, or is it clear?
I don't know. Is it?
It's still glowing.
Still has the cosmic vagina.
Give me a, I guess I would say, wits and investigation, or, I mean, you're being pretty methodical, so I'd also allow intelligence and investigation.
Okay. Well, they're both the same, so 6.
Cheat sheet myself.
Just 2 successes.
Okay. Still a success. So you spend some time like interacting with this, trying to figure out what it is, how you can interact with it. You find it has like odd resonance with sound. It seems to still be able to be affected by audio that you produce. Different tones don't seem to make a big difference. It even picks up on like voice as you've spoken. In weird ways, it seems to resonate more with that. It seems more agitated, whatever the substance is. You spend time looking at it through different like scopes and whatnot, but every time you do, it's the exact same. Like, even when you're looking at it through your 3D glasses lens with the crazy color change, that color change isn't present on what you're actually seeing.
Cool.
It's like whatever you're seeing burns through that.
System reacts.
The jar starts whining.
I smash it.
Immediately check it out the window. You don't want it anymore.
Is willpower used
don't care
for
about
like,
that anymore.
rerolls?
Yes, you
Okay.
can use willpower for rerolls and the like.
'Cause I can't remember if I took like mental damage or.
We assume you already had it.
It's been a rough couple of days, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that would have been my week.
Yeah, the time you spend kind of interacting with it, the more you find, like, the more you start getting this idea in your head that a lot of the sciences we've worked up to aren't doing a great job of explaining what you're interacting with.
Sure.
And you're starting to hit that Sherlock Holmesian result of these aren't working, so
Drugs.
whatever's left,
Time to do cocaine.
even as weird as those questions and answers may be, are seeming more and more likely.
Well, at that point, I would, being a, not a scientist per se, a smart person, but not a scientist per se, I would sort of exhaust those avenues of investigation pretty quickly and realize, okay, so I gotta contact somebody, I gotta see somebody about this, somebody who's qualified.
Gotta go esoteric.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've also found through like daily life as you've gone out and interacted with society, every now and again you're picking up on these like almost strange auras around people. Each one tends to be a little bit different from time to time. You've noticed some people which just seem to have this cold about them, as if you could see the infrared. There are others who have this almost like specter following them around. This like after image, wherever they go, there's this trail.
Walking so fast. Jojo walk.
You've started to notice that like your ability to see has been enhanced in some way, shape, or form.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
You're constantly on drugs.
My special eyes.
You've also found that you've got a base ability to control that. Effectively, you can focus to turn it on or off at will.
It makes that noise.
Yes. Everything.
That's the arms. Does he zoom in?
You're not sure what it is, but you've gained a rudimentary mastery of it. All right.
You should do cocaine about it.
That's always a good answer, right? So,
Denver just legalized mushrooms. So
Jess and Lupita, is there anything the two of you want to be up to for roughly a week, aside from usual studies?
Just keeping a really close eye on Jenny, trying to not hover, but just be available and keep an eye on her as I try to compartmentalize what the fuck I saw at the same time.
You can tell she's doing okay. Probably that same level of compartmentalization.
Yeah.
Every now and again, the questions come up of like, what if this is happening to other people? If either one of you tries to reconnect to that site, it's just gone.
Yeah, I probably would have tried.
Yeah. But outside of that, anything out of the ordinary?
I'm gonna firstly make sure that all of us do go in for those scheduled blood tests.
I'm not going.
You're not? Okay.
I didn't get bitten or scratched or anything.
Okay, well, if you've gotten bitten or scratched, then go in, yeah. But if you haven't, then don't bother. So. I guess it would
Basically
just,
just
it would
do
just
Tabby,
be me.
yeah.
Yeah, just be you.
Yeah.
And Tabby's already there, so yeah, I would go in for my blood test.
Okay. Comes out clean.
Okay. And then, yeah, probably just gonna keep doing whatever investigations I can into what happened. I'll wait on Pop to get back to me about the symbol in the alley. Try to do some more digging on the site, even though it's gone. Keep up with the news story as it unfolds, stuff like that.
Okay. Well, you keep up with it, and the unfolding story happens pretty quickly. There were a group of 12 individuals at the site, it seems, or that have been accounted for outside of Tabatha and Jenny.
Did everyone else die at that site?
I was going to say, we didn't kill all of them.
The name of the killed, the dead come out. You get those 5. We'll go with 5 just for ease of use. There's 7 others who mention that they effectively had like amnesia. They remember interacting with a strange, like, punk-looking person. There's been a APB out for that description, the best they can give.
Watch out, Tabby.
I knew I shouldn't have shot.
No. Not
just
her
wanted to-
description.
Yeah. But
yeah.
you said punk-looking person, so
Is she punk?
Not really.
I
No.
don't think so.
You know,
Different kind of
just wanted to
counterculture.
use
Yep.
brute force.
You give me a finesse and finesse and occult.
there isn't a finesse.
Or not, sorry, wits and occult, sorry. The finesse for mental.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Do you have occult?
Yep.
Okay.
I was actively avoiding news because I don't want to know.
You don't want to like refresh your
Well,
brain.
Workaholic, I gotta stay on the case. So how does this work again?
So,
Yeah, I
8
mean-
and 9 is success, 10 is success, and roll again.
I don't know of anyone who killed any of them except you and me.
I did.
Did you kill one of them?
I think I killed 2.
Okay. I don't want to know if I killed real people or not. I'm going to actively stay away from that.
Yeah.
So 2 successes, I guess.
2 successes. You put together a lot of the
Down.
standard signs of
Down.
hypnosis. The walkthrough for it seems to be that these people were kidnapped, hypnotized, which the media is going crazy about that.
Of course they
As, like, okay, what drugs are associated with this? How were they made pliable?
It's MK Ultra all over.
Yeah, hypnosis doesn't actually work. There's a number of like think pieces that come out on local news about
What happened?
Yeah.
What really happened at the sanatorium? The Alex Jones edition.
And how are video games and
Oh, God.
millennials
I
to
expect
blame?
the kids are doing whippets and playing 38 hours of Fortnite. That's what happens.
That sums most of them up, yeah.
Yeah. Some of the details that you managed to dredge up, one of the personal reports from somebody was like, effectively, they'd been hypnotized and had Hollywood-grade makeup applied to them. When they kind of snapped out of it, when the police stormed the building, they were as confused and disoriented as everybody else, but...
Except for the dead people.
And
Who
they're
were
not very
dead.
confused.
Some of whom were killed by Jessica Williams.
Why do you gotta be a dick? It's a real question here.
With your investigation, you've been able to tell that, yeah, it would make sense that they were possessed in some way, shape, or form. However, you also know that usually possession and loss of memory don't go hand in hand. Usually that's a separate thing. You don't know enough about like actual factual magic
Go body.
to understand what really went on there, but you feel like you have a pretty good understanding of at least the play-by-play of what went down. These people were abducted, brainwashed, or possessed, or otherwise lost control of themselves, and then used as pieces in a game.
Okay. And then
And I need to double check how stability rolls work, because
Thank you.
that's one of them.
Because I'm going to be needing to make one of those because I'm going to find that out eventually.
Yep.
And can only ignore it for so long.
Yep.
Spin doctor.
Yeah. If you wouldn't mind helping me find that, I would
For
appreciate
what?
it. It's effectively like sanity or stability rolls. I don't know what they call it. It might be integrity. I think it's integrity.
What's integrity? I mean, I know what it
Integrity,
is.
yeah,
But
73 for me.
Yeah, breaking points. 20, 21, 26, and 7, and 37.
it's only 3 pages to look at.
That's a good amount. I'll go for the 73.
Determining the breaking point, resolve plus composure, plus with a modifier based on the character's integrity rating.
My fight or flight kicked in real hard, guys.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, mine wasn't the only
breaking
one.
point mods. Yeah, you and a lot of other people,
Yeah.
honestly.
Me and, yeah, Damien. I mean, all of them did.
Hmm.
Just only so many of us shot people.
Okay, so resolve and composure. Your integrity is currently baseline. Everybody's got a 7. I think for you, you'll actually end up using harmony. I think in this case, since you get a slightly different sheet.
yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
I remember I did fail my.
So resolve plus
Breaking
composure,
point.
and you get a +1 on that. However, that's a -4 on that for killing in self-defense.
So is it, what, -4 dice?
Yes, so that's going to be a grand total, I think, for both of you of wits and composure -3.
Okay, well, my wits and
Minus
composure is... Oh, wait, wits and composure?
Yes, wits
oh, I thought you
plus
said resolve
composure.
and composure.
Me too. Okay.
Nope. No, it is resolve and composure. Sorry.
Okay, well, I have 3
Sorry.
then, so...
Okay, so it's minus.
So it'd just
3.
be a default die. You would roll and hope for that 10.
I got a 2.
2? Okay.
5.
5? Alright. That's just a failure. Character's worldview has been shaken and probably questions their sense of self, ability to relate to people, and own moral worth. Maybe not that heavy. Or sanity. Lose a dot of integrity. Choose one of the following conditions.
Where's
Guilty,
integrity
shaken,
at?
spook. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
For you, it's going to be clarity.
Oh, I see.
Yep. So lose a point of harmony, lose a point of clarity.
Does my clarity go up or down?
Down.
Okay.
Yeah. Tabitha, do you remember killing anybody?
I didn't kill anybody.
She
Okay,
didn't. It was
cool.
literally just the 3 of us, I think.
Yeah.
That just comes down to witnessing a murder, which is slightly better. So, resolve and composure, +1 from your current integrity or synergy.
Yeah, I
use
think
in
it's
this
synergy
case.
for me.
Yep. And then witnessing a murder is -3, so effectively a -2 for that setup.
Failed.
Okay. And it wasn't a dramatic failure, yes?
No, it wasn't.
Okay. I'm trying to remember what those are. I think it's like half of the results are 1.
Oh, it might have been.
Did you get a 1?
I got 1-1.
Okay. Checking. New system. Botches.
There's
Dramatic
another place
failures.
for breaking points.
Like a normal failure. Okay, yes,
Alright,
but
you
what
gonna
is
shut
it?
the fuck up now?
A botch occurred when a character rolled more 1s than successes. That's for the old system.
That's
Okay.
Yeah.
No successes at all, and at least 1-1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. I'll
that.
just hop.
That's the dramatic failure.
Yep.
You
So
might
you
be
get
in
to
the
take a
hospital
beat.
bit longer.
Congratulations. Which is effectively experience.
So who fucked up?
Oh, just getting a little shaken up from killing
A
people.
little shell shocked. So, do you remember if you killed anyone?
I honestly don't. I do remember shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember you being barricaded in a room.
Yeah.
I
Taking
don't remember if
shots
you
at
actually
people.
killed anybody or not.
Do I lose synergy?
Yeah, you'd lose a single point of synergy. Choose one of the following conditions: broken, fugue, or madness. Also take a beat. I'm going to look those up real quick just to give you a quick run with...
Broken's probably the bottom of that.
I would imagine broken would probably make sense in this case.
Fugue and madness are like several steps above that.
Yeah.
Yeah, fugue is persistent. Something terrible happens, and you basically just try to blot it out.
You're just broken. You're just like literally, your whole body's.
You're a gibbering mess.
You develop an autoimmune disorder.
Here we go. Whatever you did or saw, something inside you snapped. We'll go through these and see which one makes sense. You can barely muster up the will to do your job anymore, and anything more emotionally intense than a raised voice makes you flinch and back down. Apply -2 to all social rolls and rolls including resolve, and a -5 to any use of the intimidation skill.
And how long? Until they.
That is persistent until
Persistent.
otherwise taken care of. Fugue, something terrible happened and you'd rather deal with it, and rather than deal with it or let it break you, your mind shut it out. You were prone to blackouts and lost time whenever circumstances become too similar to the situation that led you to this condition.
PTSD.
Yep. The player rolls resolve and composure. If you fail the roll, the storyteller controls your character until the next scene. But your character, left to his or her own devices, will seek to avoid conflict and get away from the area. So that effectively, if it's like, oh shit, it's happening again, and your fugue state hits, you're like, all right, how do I get out of here?
Your mind shuts down.
How
It's like-
often is the zombie sanitarium scenario going to happen?
Yeah, I would probably put it closer to anything related to abductions, maybe claustrophobia,
Biting.
biting.
She has
Yeah.
to roll bad for this character.
Teeth could be it. The final one is madness. Your character saw or did something that jarred her loose from reality. This isn't a mental illness born of brain chemistry that at least might be treatable. This madness is the product of supernatural tampering or witnessing something that humanity was never meant to comprehend.
That one doesn't sound like it fits just because
No.
humans were the cause of this.
Yeah. The storyteller has a pool of dice equal to
low-key.
10 minus the character's integrity. Once per chapter, the storyteller can apply those as negative modifiers to any mental or social rolls made by the character.
Sorry, somebody shut the door outside. Buddy, it's okay. Other people live there too. Okay. Nope, it's not okay.
It is never okay.
Just have a private mansion. You know, nobody else living nearby for like the next month.
If anybody wants to finance that, you let me know. Also, Jason doesn't want to move again, so you'll have to pay for somebody to come move all their stuff. And mow the lawn, because Jason doesn't want to do that either.
Fuck that.
Well, with the way the weather's been going, you don't have to worry about mowing.
Yeah.
It'll just burn anyway.
So you can think on those for a bit. You can also, they do mention, think up another condition that fits. Effectively kind of working with the storyteller to brew up something. So spend some time thinking about that.
Glad I didn't roll a 1.
Yeah. Trying to see... Witnessing a murder... I'm not sure if you even did that, Jason. It's at least violence.
Some people were being weird.
Mm-hmm.
You did shoot them.
I did shoot it. But, you
It
know...
was in self-defense.
Uh-huh.
Yes, and I've shot living creatures before. I hunted in that
Well, that's right. You did.
countryside when I was a boy. So,
I think I'm just going to go with the overall witnessed a supernatural occurrence. And we'll go with a -2 on that one. Yeah.
-2
Net.
what?
So make a resolve plus composure check. Based on your... you don't have integrity. What do you have? Your wisdom,
The
I think
mana?
it is?
It's probably
Some
On the right-hand side, wisdom.
wisdom, I guess?
Your current wisdom is what, a 6 or a 7?
It is a 7.
Okay, you've got a +1 from that, so effectively a -1 to your resolve plus composure check.
So 4.
-2.
-1. Only -1 because of the bonus from the wisdom.
Yep, because of where you are.
So it's 5 -1 is 4.
Yep.
one success.
One success.
Okay. Come through breaking point intact. Might feel guilty or upset about what happened, but you can cope. You might be temporarily guilty, shaken, or spooked. By
He's
what
coping by researching.
happened. Taking some time off, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, with mental health taken care of,
I was going to
Only with it simple.
yeah.
probably within the week while I'm also doing all of this, bring up my trip through the computer with my dad's.
Oh, by the way, that's some fucking Tron shit.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that too?
Through the
No.
internet?
Secrets are no fun.
So you come back home, Tabby?
At the end of the week,
At
yeah.
the end of the week.
On crutches, they basically say, yeah, it's going to be probably about 3 weeks, rest of the month, before you're fully mobile again. But you should be back at it before you know it. It's going to be fun getting around campus, because the majority of campuses aren't well designed for their handy accessibility.
Even though they're supposed to.
Yeah.
Don't worry, by the time you'll apply for resources to help you with your classes,
You'll
by
be
the time you are
Given
confirmed for
those
those
resources.
resources, you won't need them anymore.
Yeah.
Just get a golf cart.
That's if you've got actual player resources to buy the golf course or even rent it.
Please allow me to drive you around in the golf cart.
I do have resources.
No, they will take that license away from me so fast.
Golf cart doesn't require a license. You just.
We'll come out from class and it won't be there. We'll just go, oh.
No. Sad.
You'll see like Damien
is-
also in a golf cart, like putting like a siren on top.
Yeah, you got fired from the police, so you got a security job here at this.
You're campus security now.
Campus security. I like it.
Yeah, you come home at the end of the week. The conversation with your parents about that doesn't go over very well. They're looking into like mental health solutions for you. They've got you hooked up with a therapist.
They're
not a bad idea.
hunters, shouldn't they?
Yeah, but there's levels to it. Like, they're used to hunting like vampires and werewolves and creatures.
Yeah.
They're not used to actual magic. So they're at a degree where it's like, okay, like, yeah, one of us spends quite a bit of time researching the occult, but that's more so to help us track down and use that as sort of a sounding
Baseline.
board. But it's one where it's like, they're willing to believe it, but at the same time, they're worried.
Yeah. I've got the wolf-blooded trait, so weird stuff like this has been happening to me pretty much my entire life.
Mm-hmm. Not of that level, though.
Yeah.
This is a whole nother level.
Yeah.
But otherwise, they mentioned, like, yeah, of course we'll look into it. They'll do what they can, but you get set up with a local therapist.
It's honestly not a bad idea for all of us.
I'm
Fair.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got your jar. You're good.
The cosmic vagina will be his therapist.
There are a lot of implications.
Yeah.
Should
I
not go down
don't
that
know
road.
where to go with that. And that's going to wrap up the... I guess wrap up of Have You Seen Me? So, it's about a month and a half later. We're getting into, like, the October time frame. Things are getting a little bit cold, but especially up in the mountains, you've seen some snow, but it hasn't been that bad of a winter yet. You've fully recovered.
It's only like a foot of snow.
Yeah, just a foot. It's not
Still enough for me to go fucking jogging.
Yeah.
Because I'm in Colorado.
Yep.
Just cross country skiing now.
Yeah, you've had
That
plenty of
doesn't
time to
work too well in
recover.
Colorado.
You went through your stint
It's not flat.
on the crutches, gotten over that for the most part. Body's healed up. Thankfully it's been a lot of like surface damage. Wasn't too deep. Not a lot of muscle needs to actually regrow and rebuild, but a lot of it was just like, stay off it. It's going to be sore, weak.
Inflammation.
Did you decide
Yeah.
on your what your trait was going to be?
I tried to come up with one, and I got kind of an idea.
Let's go with it.
It's like, I'm not sure what you'd call it, but she's like, OCD about carrying around a bat now. And,
Paranoid?
Paranoid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. and
Paranoid
just- and just ready
paranoid
to go off on
compulsion?
anything.
Like paranoia mixed with aggression.
Yeah.
Because a lot of paranoid can also just...
Like a
Yeah,
full-on
kind of
baseball
aggressive.
bat?
Lead to that.
Yeah, like full-on baseball bat.
That's going to
Metal.
be unwieldy.
Mm.
She just gets like a big bag.
They make bags for bats.
yeah. It's my purse.
Did you decide on a broken fugue or madness?
That's
That's
I think,
right.
what it's
Yeah,
It's just-
we're working on a work
an
for it.
alternation.
Oh, I see.
Yep.
I thought it was pick one and then an additional one, which seemed
And,
like a
like-
lot, but
Kind of take a minus to social skills because of that.
Minus to empathy.
Definitely that, yeah.
Socialize.
I mean, that does kind of line up a bit with broken, yeah.
But
Just a different flavor of
Different
broken,
flavor.
Yeah.
effectively. Yeah.
it's more like the aggressive flavor than,
Than the helpless.
yeah.
So yeah, -2 to all social roles, and roles involving resolve.
Okay. So I basically don't get my resolve and resolve rolls.
Yep. And then I'm going to just change it from a -5 to intimidate to a -5 to empathy.
Okay.
So you just cannot empathize at this point.
Oh, that
In
was
terms
like
of-
skill.
Yeah. Well,
Whoops.
That's what you get.
Well, now it's only at a -3 instead of a -4 or 5.
I guess. Yeah. And you'll still be adding other rolls to it. It's not that you are incapable of empathy. It's just
Very difficult.
it's become a lot more difficult. You've become very self-focused.
Closed off and
Yeah.
put up those walls.
Yeah. Instead of being able to read minor social cues in other people, you're wondering, do I hit them with the bat now or later?
Are they going to
Later?
kidnap me? Kidnap
Okay.
me? Kidnap me? Ready?
Yep. And this is something that you will attempt to work through.
Okay.
They do have the beats associated with anything that are persistent. So let's see. If you regain a dot in integrity, lose another dot in integrity, or achieve an exceptional success on a breaking point, you can shed this condition.
Okay.
Yep. So if you're, for you, it's what? Harm? You're not
Synergy.
synergy.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. If your synergy goes up or down, it's gone.
Okay.
You've broken out of it. Okay.
Just gotta find you another sanatorium full of zombies.
Just beat them all.
I'm gonna get you fixed.
Exposure therapy.
Immersion therapy, I think. Not just exposure, like just
Full.
throw her in there.
This is your life now.
Yeah.
This is
No,
what you're doing.
we'll just throw her in the same sanitarium. It's just
Now you come
Well-
out when you feel better now.
Now that's a crime scene.
That's some dad ass
It
way
is.
to fix a problem.
Not my favorite.
Can't swim? Well,
get tossed in the road.
figure it
You
out.
feel bad about shooting those zombies? Well, I got news for you. We're going to do a lot more shooting the days to come.
That's literally how my. Okay, I'm not
Yep.
gonna bring up my father. It's not a good.
Yeah.
Not a good look.
Actual dark real life going on.
Yep.
From the video I was thinking of earlier.
Hello, sus! Jimmy Turner, my name is Dutchdale Dimmadale, Dimmadimstomp, you ditto, Dimmadimmadome, owner of the Dutchdimmadale, Dimmadimstomp, you Dimmadimsdale, Dimmadimsdale, Dimmadome. Thank you for locating my long-lost son, Dale Dimmadome, Dimsmadome, Dimmadome, Dimsdale, you Dimmadome, Dimmadome, heir to the Dimsmadome, Dimsdome, Dimmadale, Dale, Dimmadome, Dimmadome, Dale, Dome Fortune. If there's anything I can ever do to repay you for your kindness, all you need to do is ask.
Dimmadome? The owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome?
Not right.
Not right?
That's right. Dimmadome, Dimmadome, Dimsdale, Dale, Dimmadome, Dimmadome, order the Dimmadome, Dimsdale, Dimmadome.
If you can do that,
Same Duck Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome, where they're showing Crash Nebula?
On us?
Yeah!
Not right.
Not right?
That's right. Dimmy Turner, my name is Dimmy Dimmadome, order of the... Not right.
I wish my father was here.
oh, that's what you're That's what
Good
you were.
gravy.
Someone actually transcribed the whole
Oh,
thing. The person that made it came back and was like, "Wow, you actually did it."
It would take longer to read that by
to
like
watch the video.
multiple
Yeah.
times.
Good
Holy
gravy.
cow.
So that's what I think of whenever I think of Lincoln Park now.
At least it's a happy memory.
Instead of their discography.
Oh.
All right, so setting the scene. The mortal world is a strange and seemingly random place. Chaos
Yep.
theory tends to be the easy explanation to daily life. But that's the talk of those uninterested in understanding, for those who want to wave their hand and get an explanation instead of do the work. to get the hard truth. There are systems which your mind is incapable of understanding. Cause and effect was easy to understand. And when you started breaching into the quantum realm, discoveries started to break down that understanding. But I think you've become well-versed in cause and effect, despite how it seems not to hold up to that scrutiny. Those little choices having little reactions. But then there's the matter of how you died. Something you'd like to believe is a big action. If that's the case, then shouldn't it also have a big reaction? I'm sure Isaac Newton said something to that degree. So let's revisit the street where you lay dying.
I thought that was like the beginning of a lecture, and I was like, I'm out of this class.
I'm paying too much to do this shit. Too much, simultaneously too much and not enough.
Quantum physics for liberal arts majors.
For poets.
Yeah.
That's just a philosophy class.
I mean, yeah.
It's just a regular philosophy class.
So. Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay, he likes popcorn.
He's going to eat it.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So Tabby, you've spent some time
It's okay.
recovering, have gotten back into the usual swing of things, hooked up with a local crew,
Okay.
and
That sentence ended differently than I expected.
This one. Thanks.
and
Thanks.
you've got a protest to attend.
Yes.
Argent Bank recently had a loan out to a well-known member of the KKK who have decided to purchase some land in downtown Denver, where they plan to turn it into a location for after-school programs for middle schoolers and high schoolers.
Are you fucking
Why do you think people are protesting this?
Is this where we meet Casey now?
Nobody looked at the optics of that? Nobody at the PR
They've
section
attempted to keep it
of the bank?
quiet.
Well, they failed.
Sure did.
Time to get the militia going.
So there have been a
Probably gonna
large
be
number
busy.
of protests that have been scheduled around not only the build site but also Argent Bank itself.
No, I've been trying to get you all to go with me.
I'll be
That's-
there.
That is literally, I have written like who is going with Tabatha, because I know there is no "Are you going?"
Yeah, you're fucking going.
I-
I have 2 black gay dads. I have to go.
Fair.
You're on the newsletter. For the social action newsletter.
Yeah.
You didn't sign up for it. They signed you up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine
Usually
it's like
we're
a
busy.
house thing. We
Usually
all
we're,
just like
we're busy
Yeah, it's-
with regular people things. But
Right.
we'll make time for this.
we take
Only-
Buffy. It's like a group outing.
Only on off hours time or on the weekends can you transform into the
like
social
Breakfast Club.
justice warrior.
The Weekend Warriors, as it goes.
There we go. All right.
So yeah, effectively, Little House meeting starts up. It's the usual get together, everybody, airing of grievances and the like.
Like Festivus?
Yes. I
I just realized we don't have any dudes living with us anymore.
Nope, Chris moved out. We need another roommate.
did it
though.
out. Yeah.
Probably for the best.
Yeah, he wasn't paying rent.
We're gonna have to-
That's why you gave him the boot. It's been a month. You've moved him out.
At this same
It took a month to evict him.
at this same house meeting, I'm going to bring up the fact that we need to put out an ad for a new roommate.
Yeah.
Definitely. Jenny's there as well. If you want to play her, you may take her at this point. Or,
I'll let Jenny be Jenny.
okay, Jenny remains Jenny.
Jenny is Jenny.
The tautology.
Baba is you.
I bought that game. I haven't played it yet. It's apparently
Just
great.
got started on it.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
brain
You
breaking.
might want to
but
play it
so
with
good.
another person though.
Yeah.
Which one is it?
Baba is you.
Bubba is you. It's one of the puzzle games that I got on
Cool, great.
Switch.
I like puzzle games. I'll
It's
play
where
it.
you
Highly
manipulate
recommended.
like sentences to form like sort of almost like programming actions or
Almost.
equations.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'll play that with you. That sounds great.
I thought it would give me a leg up, but no. They're confusing as all hell.
Yeah. Anyway.
So, yeah. Jenny's there as well for this group. You've gone through a lot of the locals of, okay, who's doing groceries this week? Everybody's paid, paid rent into the pot to cover things, utilities and the like.
Who's boarding up the windows for a potential zombie?
That would be me.
And it gets to the point where it's like, all right, open floor of who's got something to bring up.
We need a new roommate.
Yeah, we'll have to put something out in the local... We've tried Craigslist before. It never ends well.
No Craigslist, please. I
It's
don't
good
want
for furniture, but not for...
People.
Yeah.
Do you want to live with a pervy old white man? Then let's not do Craigslist. Okay.
I got that.
I can handle it. With
See,
me,
Lucille is joining you.
That's all I got.
Yeah, you've almost developed like this nervous tick whenever you're sitting of like,
Wait, where is it?
You've got the bat like almost like a cane in hand, like tapping it on the ground. Whenever you get like your mind drifts, you start tapping, and then whenever you focus, you're like, oh right, stop that, because almost all the time somebody's kind of giving you the look of like, can you cut it out with the constant knocking
It's like
noise?
the leg
It's
bouncing.
me. It's always me.
It's leg bouncing.
Stop
Restless
it.
bat syndrome. Yeah,
Restless bats.
Oh, God.
that's a great name for it.
90% of the time, it's me going to
RBS.
stop that.
Would
that's
probably
what-
be
I was thinking of this.
helpful
A
if we
baseball thing.
kept the ad to students. I think that would cut down on some of the creeps.
Yeah, there are absolutely no creepy people on campus either.
Well, you know.
You're right. You absolutely are. I'm just being sarcastic. Sorry.
Local grads or grad students can sometimes work. Plus, with them, is they're usually not around for too long.
Yeah.
Or not at home very long.
It's true.
You got
Find somebody
anything?
with a job, definitely.
Just as long as we don't get somebody that's all into
Casey's
drugs.
I don't know. They might share. I'm kidding.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
I've known you for too long. You're not.
It's hard out there on the track.
Okay, so student with a job,
Yes.
not a creep.
The
Yeah, so
usual parameters.
completely the opposite of the guy that left.
He always just closing his door. And the weird noises.
Opening it as well.
I mean, he had a job. It's just the rest of us didn't know about it. I might have known about it, but that's neither here nor there.
What was he, a host at like a date club or something?
I don't honestly remember.
He's a hunter.
Oh, okay.
Well, if that's it.
Well, there's the big,
Argent Bank protest.
yes, the big Argent Bank protest. I'm going to that, and I'd like it if all of you would join me, because this is really important. I mean, have you heard about this?
Yes, I kind of already assumed we were going.
Jenny does the kind of like, wait, what? And then like, oh, yeah.
Don't.
Yeah, no,
we don't
no.
have an
I
hour
know.
to. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with you. We agree with you. I'm going. Jenny? Yes, going.
I'll have to catch up a bit later because of soccer practice, but
Sure.
I'm sure it's not going to be a short protest.
Yeah, no.
I don't have practice that day, so I will be there.
Don't worry, I got all the supplies for signs and everything. So,
Okay.
I think my dads are gonna stop by too.
you're welcome.
I might
I'll
let
bring
you do-
Buffy.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
Yeah.
All man Buffy. You hold man the signs. How about that?
Okay.
You get a text message. It's from one of your local friends.
Damien Haskell.
Why is this guy texting me? I don't even know who this is.
Who is this man?
I tried to do it, but
Never actually. Yeah, I don't think.
You wouldn't have gotten his. You would have had to get his.
No,
phone
no,
number
you
from the
you
rest
did
of us.
see him.
I
You
did
didn't
see
meet
him, but I didn't get his
Yes, you didn't get his name. You were knocked
I
unconscious.
think you would
before
have. The
that.
rest of us would have offered you his contact information.
So
when
to
you came
redo
home.
it and link it up to.
It's a one of the like quote unquote newer recruits, newer to the area.
My laptop, please.
Really heavy into the Antifa group and ideals. Goes by the nickname of Icarus. Otherwise, you know his name, Zachary Newman.
You better be very tan.
He's like Greek,
Nice.
like Greek heritage, but otherwise probably like third or fourth generation American, so almost as American as you can get.
Okay.
As American as tzatziki pie.
Yep. God, that would be disgusting. You check it real quick, and it's like, Tabby, others waiting for you down by bank. Got words of group of neo-Nazis near construction site? Question mark. Join us? Question mark. Checking it out.
Be right there. Alright, guys, if there's
Bring
nothing
back
else, I gotta go because I just got a message if there's some neo-Nazis down by the construction site.
Well, yeah, but what do you plan to do?
Oh,
Tap, 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 tap.
Get some backup.
Yes.
I-
Any backup would be appreciated.
Fuck. All right, let's go. We're not bringing Buffy because I don't want her to get hurt. Right?
And
Buffy's not an attack dog?
no,
Okay. Just check.
she's. I mean, she'd try, but she's not super aggressive.
In the same way Leon would try.
I say Buffy is a pit bull, which means she is made for love and scratches.
Yeah.
Buffy does have a hellmouth, however.
Buffy's also a vampire
She's
slayer,
just your
so
standard house.
No, chew toy.
She's
slayer.
just your standard house dog, you know. She's usually sweet if she gets. I don't know,
Every now and
worked
again there's a
up, then
riled
she'll,
up, yeah.
Yeah.
Occasionally the
She'll
barking
try,
happens.
but she's not trained for that. That's not what she does.
So I literally take out a squeaky toy and throw it to her.
Yep.
Stay here.
hits the wall, squeaks. And
I don't. If you think there's actual
Well,
fighting that's going to go down, then
Well,
might
you
not.
know how these neo-Nazis can be. They're not afraid to use violence.
I don't. Maybe you two should stay here.
I've got to go. My friends may need me.
I'll go, but I don't know if you two aren't prepared for that. Might be best to
Yeah,
hang
if you're
back,
Prepared for what?
violence could break out.
or
so-
just come and bring your cameras.
Yeah, I think Omanda
When in
camera
doubt.
thinks
All right.
keep you guys from getting yourselves killed by a bunch of dumbass white men.
Let's go.
All right.
Buffy stays behind.
How are you getting there?
One of us has a car, don't they? Don't
I
they?
do.
Yeah.
Okay. Taking your car then?
Sure.
All right. So, location in question is a construction site. The protests for today are actually happening near the bank, which is not too far away, but it's a couple of blocks. But yeah, you're able to get to the construction site fairly quickly. Looking at like a full city block that's been kind of torn down. They've got the walls and fences around it. You can see the frame of a building behind it that's up. It's got the flooring. It's got some of the walls, currently about 3 stories. You know, they're planning on making this probably up to 6. It's more than just the after-school program part of it, which is part of why this kind of loan happened.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other space that's open for rent and whatnot, local businesses, apartments. A lot of that classic, like, you hide the devil in the details.
Yeah.
But pull up to it.
Immediately get out. Got my bat slung over
Could you
my
just
shoulder.
leave it in the... Let's not pre
I'm
violence.
not leaving without this.
it never leaves.
No. This is important.
You guys have had this conversation like 40 times.
Every time you hope it changes.
Are you sure you need to bring it to the concert? Are you sure you need to bring it to the coffee date?
Are you sure you have to take what you need to the bathroom?
I don't think the
You've got to get it through security.
Well, definitely the bathroom, because that's where the
I
last
don't
thing
think the concert
That's
would let
fair.
you. But it's perfectly
It
legal.
depends on the concert.
That's fair.
It's perfectly legal to bring a baseball bat with you out on the street.
Open carry.
I mean,
So
you're in
that's-
Colorado. It's perfectly legal to open carry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
In fact, they'll encourage you to upgrade to
Mhm.
a gun on the street.
Well, I'm
Probably,
not a white person,
honestly.
so
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, you're not white. Yeah.
I'm not even going to carry one anyway.
Okay, let's go. I will hang back and survey the situation.
Keep your camera running.
Yep, I've got it.
An eye
So,
out for cops.
yep. You've definitely seen police on the way.
Cops, not cops.
You see
Oh,
Damien
no,
be
it's
like, "Hey,
Not
come
Dick.
on
Oh
over!"
no, it's the quotation mark cops. Oh damn it!
Security. Campus security here.
Guys,
Get one of those scooters they have in the mall.
Oh god!
On a Segway.
Damien, mall cop.
Yeah.
Segway.
I just got fired from the college security. Is that what you're saying?
No, you would say that you were let go.
Yes, yes.
Every time we
Flowery
see you, you've
language.
gotten demoted to a lower security position.
All right, so what do we see?
So outside of it's got that standard kind of like semi-privacy fencing around it. You kind of have to poke your head around to look in. You can see some motion inside, and it doesn't take too long to realize one of the gates, the padlock for it, has been smashed off.
Oh no, what did your friends do?
I don't know if they did this.
Can we
Fair.
assume it's the neo-Nazis first before we get to...
Are these idiots actually inside the construction site?
It looks like it.
I don't know, but we're going to check it out. Just stay here and tell us if cops are coming or something.
That sounds great. Why don't you just, scream if something goes wrong?
If we get lucky, maybe the reasons that people wear hard hats in these places will take care of the problem for us.
Just
That
people
would be
dropping
nice.
like I-beams.
Whoops!
What's that giant monkey doing? Oh god, it's got a woman with it.
So many barrels.
Is Jenny staying outside with me, or did she?
I
come?
don't think she
She
can.
went to soccer practice.
She
She,
went to
said
soccer
she'd
practice,
catch
that's
up
right.
later.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will hang out outside and keep an eye out.
Construction workers figure out what's going on and just start dropping things.
Dropping hand. Right. So
Screwdriver would be really bad too.
you're making your way
I mean,
in.
they wouldn't really be liable because it's not supposed to be in the construction site, so... Whoops.
Yeah, technically speaking. So, closed gate on it. You're able to kind of roll it to one side a little bit to squeeze in. You can see inside that Icarus is standing kind of on the far side. He's got a flashlight at the ready. Backpack just kind of laden with stuff. And you also see Casey standing next to him. You've seen Casey before. By the way, did you pick a gender for Casey?
We'll go with Mal.
Okay.
Can we establish that whatever your character is, that they're wearing short shorts?
Sure. No, this one has to be upgraded to jorts at this time.
Is
Right.
it K or C?
C.
C-S-E-Y?
C-A-S-E-Y. Yep.
What's the last name?
Rajiv.
R-A-A-J-I-V, I believe.
R-A-J-E-E-V.
Sorry.
Okay.
I think that's how you pronounce it.
You see they're kind of at the far side. Casey is effectively, he's this kind of weird mix of like survivalist and actually attached to one of the Denver local militias, to the degree that you can see a Glock on one hip and a hatchet on the other. Outside of that has the classic, like, an actual patch on a jacket for the local militia, which you've got the name of, and your standard, like, what are they? The military tactical backpacks.
Oh, so I do have
Yeah.
loose associations with the Neptune.
Yes. But you also know has been very vocal and active with the local anti-fascist groups, politically speaking.
So you're with one of the militias that isn't run by the Nazis.
Nope. One of the other bunch of white dudes who just want to shoot stuff.
Well, except you're not white.
Yeah.
Then my dad's like, I'm married to a Indian chick. Guys, are good.
That means I'm immune to racism.
Yeah.
Your call how racist your dad is, but I wasn't
I'm
imagining
sending that
him
into
as
out of
one.
context.
Super,
Maybe.
super racist, but in a nice way. You know what I mean?
That almost makes it worse.
But in the way that's like, like, oh man, what's the joke? It was
Oh,
I
no.
don't know if it was a Pablo Francisco joke or something. He was talking about like being racist in like the incredibly nice way, where it's like, oh, those Chinese people, they can fly. Yeah.
They're so good.
I don't think I've seen that one. I'm gonna have to look that one.
Yeah, I think I've seen something like
But that's your dad. He has horrible racist stereotypes, but they're incredibly positive stereotypes.
Like,
It's
why?
the God, what the Asians can do math kind
Yeah,
of thing.
exactly.
Okay. If you want him to be that kind of person,
We already decided. We just decided now. That that's the,
oh gods,
I mean, that's not my characters now.
you just play them on TV. No, you play their son on TV. But yeah, you see them far side of the construction area. They seem to be doing a bit of investigation.
I kind of whispered to her to be careful of Hasty because he's kind of sketchy, but his politics are in the right place. And then I run over to Icarus.
Okay. So, what are the two of you up to?
I am outside looking for cops and cursing my life choices at the moment.
Give me wits and composure as you're keeping an eye out for the fuzz.
Mm-hmm.
Lupita, what are you up to? Following behind.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep, scanning.
I did get like a royal flush though, because I got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay. Nice.
So that's like a good score in Yahtzee.
Yeah.
That's a straight, at least.
Uh,
That's straight.
That's like 30 points or
Yeah.
something.
I'll follow behind. I'll keep scanning the construction site for other people, potential hazards,
Or why people are. That's my question. Why people are inside
exit points,
interspace.
stuff like that.
Resolve and composure. Keep your eyes about you.
Wouldn't that be wits and composure?
Yeah, wits and composure. Sorry. Yeah. Mental finesse and social resistance.
Just what I kind of know, Tab. Like,
One success.
All right.
just being in like the same social circles, or
Yeah.
So you start looking around and you can tell, yeah, there's definitely some, like, there's more pairs of footprints here than there should be. You're also kind of like looking around a bit and it's like, yeah, this construction site isn't safe at the present moment. You really wish you had a hard hat. You're looking at a lot of stuff where it's like, man, I hope they secured that properly. That's just kind of
what's that toolbox up there?
that pipe's just hanging out there, and there's a half a pallet of bricks up like 2 stories that they're using to add in new walls, and it's
Not great.
not a very comfortable situation. And you start kind of like trailing behind a little bit as you start mentally recognizing a couple of these.
Danger zones.
And then you spot them. There's a group of 3 white men. They seem to be roughly, you'd guess, one seems college age. The other 2 seem to be like early 30s, maybe 40s. Up on the 2nd floor. It seems that they're currently hiding behind said pallet of bricks and kind of like trying to keep an eye on things.
Okay.
Thugs. And that's also when you notice one of them has spotted Tabatha. One of the older of the three kind of shoulders the other old one, and you hear in just like a split second, now.
Okay.
So, how are you feeling about dexterity and athletics?
Better be feeling it now.
Athletics.
Are you feeling it now?
Mystery.
Stick right up.
It's not bad.
Is there a... Is she good to go at this point? I mean,
Yeah.
it's been a month.
It's
but
been a month, yeah, month and a half or something like that.
I mean, she's still carrying that bat around, but
Okay.
physically,
physically, she's
Physically,
okay. Mentally, is
Just 110.
Oh, good. 110.
are you prepared to
Okay,
hit a
one
bat
success.
or hit a brick with your bat?
What?
You know that part in like Ocarina of Time where you have to bat like the
Ganondorf?
the Ganondorf out of your back? It's like that, except with a brick.
All right, so you're able to react.
Patches of Houlihan who's teaching baseball.
If you can dodge a brick,
You can hit a brick, you can hit a ball.
They don't make too much sense for patches of it.
yeah, it would make a lot of sense.
All right, so
He drinks his own piss.
You're able to-
because it's sterile and he likes
at
the
a
taste.
bit of a snap reaction, kind of turn up. You've got the bat like up and ready to defend yourself, as you see a like cascade of bricks basically heading towards you. You get a quick little snapshot of the two older ones did the pushing. The third and younger one honestly seems like horrified at the moment. And unfortunately, you watch as a pile of bricks strikes Tabatha.
Man, I just got out of the hospital.
I assume I
Your
hear this.
insurance rates are skyrocketing.
It's a small cacophony of impacts and unpleasant sounds.
So I rush in.
You're
Take-
you thought you were American.
Huh? What?
I'm pulling out my gun.
You Russian.
I rush in. I take stock of the situation, yell a couple choice words, and start taking all the getting the bricks off Tabatha and pulling her out.
Is
Okay,
Jenny
so you're
with us?
booking there.
What about
No.
Icarus and Casey?
Jenny didn't come along. Oh, that's right.
They're
soccer
making their way
practice.
over, moving quick.
Okay,
Casey,
she's the
what
only
are
one who
you
got hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were like a couple of steps behind
'Cause-
you had slowed down because you were starting to recognize stuff.
Were Icarus and I like ahead of them, and then the trap was kind of behind us,
In between.
in between?
Yeah, so you were on the far side compared to the entrance point.
Okay.
But yeah, Icarus does like a quick like shoulder tap on the shoulder and be like, let's go.
I'm going with him. Try to find a way up into the building.
Yeah.
I'll yell back at you. Call an ambulance.
No, they're heading to the bricks.
I'm
Icarus is
going
heading
into
to
the building.
All right.
So deal with that.
What is wrong with you people?
Give me. Actually, what's your speed?
That's a good question. Where
Should
would-
be a calculated value
Bottom.
equal to your strength plus
11.
your dexterity plus 5. Nice. Okay. So you've got a pretty good set of legs on you. Give
I
me
don't skip like
a
that.
Faster than the
Jeez.
runners. What the hell? Ready to train harder or what?
your endurance running,
It's
right?
the
Yeah.
latent wolf blood.
Yeah, probably.
Give me
Jimmy's got
a
12.
strength and athletics, and then we're going to have the group of them roll against you.
Punch.
Oh yeah, and I have free running. That's my specialty. So
Are they still up there on top of the roof?
Yeah,
Grab an
they're
I-beam to
second
a
floor part.
Slip up. And
You can see the two older ones basically turned and booked it, and then had to. You saw the hand grab shoulder and pull the younger one with them.
okay. That's
10
2,
again?
3,
How much damage did you do?
3.
That's the question.
3 success.
5.
Plot damage, the worst kind of damage.
Bricks fall and you die.
No, that's literally what's
Yeah.
You know you've got to
It's
die
the
eventually.
modern equivalent. Of
I mean,
rocks
it's in the
falling.
title, Where We Die Laying, right?
The streets where I lay down.
Oh, you're good.
What?
Okay.
Sorry,
Phone
apparently
is out.
I opened something when I was not paying attention to my phone.
Number of successes.
3.
They got 4.
Damn it.
So you start booking it. They've already got a bit of head start on you.
I can't use my free running to try to get up there quicker.
It's definitely helping you get there. Effectively, you hit second floor, you hear motion up a floor higher, go up to third, and by the time you're up there, you can see them probably a good distance away, and also 2 or 3 rooftops away.
Well,
So you're about to lose sight of them. You've got one last push if you want to try to keep up with them. So the chase continues.
I'll do it.
Okay. And this should have info on free running if that helps you. Let you know what you can do. Other direction. And not too far. It's actually pretty close.
Wait, this
No. Yeah, that way. A little bit further and you'll get into the actual merits. There you go. Goes mental, physical. So flip a couple more. There's not a lot of them. And then free
Yeah.
running, I think, is...
I don't think it's in here.
No, it's in there. I saw
What
it
about
this morning.
What about parkour?
Parkour, yeah. Parkour is free running.
Oh, okay.
Yep. How many dots you got?
3.
Nice.
So you can do 1, 2, and 3, which is flow, cat leap, and wall run. Nice.
Cat leap obviously would be the.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's to mitigate damage from falling.
Which you might need if you're jumping buildings.
I couldn't find fire.
2 ambulances?
Flow. Character reacts instinctively to any obstacles with leaps, jumps, and scaling techniques. When in foot chase, subtract your parkour from the successes needed to pursue or evade. Ignore
okay.
environmental penalties to athletics rolls equal to your parkour rating.
So I guess you
Got
tie
it.
probably.
Cat leap, that's for mitigating falling damage.
It decreases the number of successes to catch up.
Wall
catch up?
run.
Yeah. To succeed.
Climbing your character can run upwards from some.
They are. Every time this dog.
Wall run is
Jesus.
self-explanatory. Helps me scale walls.
Mm-hmm. So, hit that higher level. You're looking at, this time, a building jump. So, I'm going to go with probably, again, strength and athletics for a leap.
Which book is it? Probably for firefight and improvised weaponry, because I couldn't find it in this one.
They're in there, but they're in fighting styles, which is further back. For whatever reason, it goes mental, physical, social, supernatural, and then fighting styles.
One success.
Okay. They've
Keep
got 2
re-rolling.
successes.
Okay.
A lot of ones, but 2 successes.
Don't they, didn't she subtract the free running
From what? From the number of 6.
successes that they got?
What's the?
Oh, it's the number of successes needed.
I
Subtract
think
your
it's from
parkour
needed.
from the successes needed to pursue or evade.
Yep.
But if it's a contested roll, isn't the number of successes just greater than what they rolled?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So, yeah, you've been able to hop over some of the buildings and start closing that gap. At this point, you're noticing they're starting to split up.
Great.
Yep. Each one of them is basically picking their own direction and making a break for it. The younger of the bunch seems the fastest. The other 2, well, they're in their 30s. They aren't quite as fast as they used to be.
Okay.
They're very old. Turns out I'm 30.
Yeah.
So
Once you
imagine-
turn 30, they put you out in a pasture and wait for
Imagine
you to
how
die.
fast I would run.
There you go.
I'll pick one of the older ones and go after them.
Okay.
Just arbitrarily.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Which one's the whitest?
All of them?
Which one has the most tattoos?
Which one's the baldest? And which
Probably
one has
hard
the
to
most
tell.
avert
Each one is wider than the other.
swastika on their forehead?
Which one looks like the biggest asshole?
Well, that's probably the oldest one. Which is on?
That's rough.
Like
I'm just
That's
going
a
for the one
hard
that's
decision.
The
Yeah.
one of them that I think I can catch. Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't matter to me which.
Last roll then. Assuming you succeed.
Oh shit.
Dice.
Well, all those
Uh-oh.
are failures, so. One success.
It saved you from a botch. All right.
So just one ambulance.
You managed to kind of close the gap. What do you want to do? You're still like leaping buildings, but you're within range to interact.
I'm gonna try to tackle him because I know if I pull out my gun at this point, it's not gonna count as self-defense anymore.
Just make him fall off the roof. Why were you on the roof? That's his fault.
I wanna be able to detain one of these guys.
Okay.
I can see why they fired you from the police.
Hey, Leaf.
You better hope I call the cops and not the cops.
Okay, so you're gonna make a brawl against them? Strength and brawl?
Part of the
in an attempt to trip them up?
See, I'm gonna have... Let's see, do they have anything in here for... Krav?
Imagine,
I think it's a martial art, which would be fighting style.
That was like page 60 something.
Yeah, it's after Supernatural.
I was just
Alright, so we'll do a cut back to pile of bricks.
I'm
I
digging
thought her
her
name was
out.
Tabatha.
I'm digging her out. I don't know what the other two are doing. I imagine one of them is probably fucking filming, to be honest.
Yeah.
So they can show what the neo-Nazis did, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Icarus is definitely the one who's like phone out, like called the cops first, or called 911 first, and then has switched it over and is basically launched into PR campaign mode. What's Casey up to?
I'm like grabbing a pipe and then just like chasing after them.
Okay, give me some athletics, strength and athletics, see if you can keep up. Because I'm trying to remember their roles.
I got 4
It's a
successes.
pretty good ones to start with. Yeah, it's like 4 and then 2.
No, I guess that's a botch.
It's a botch. Okay, so you make your way up, effectively make your way up the stairs.
Then trip over a brick.
Yeah, kind of trip along the way, scuff your knees up a little bit. Just take a single point of like bashing damage, and that's it.
Yeah, that's gonna be a bruise later.
Yeah, that's all. And by that time, like, you manage to get to the roof, and you're like, okay, they went somewhere. Ah, fuck it.
Okay.
Wish I could fly like Icarus. Probably has like a drone on him at all times.
It's in the backpack.
Okay.
Okay.
So what are you doing?
It's made out of like
I
paper.
got focus attack. Your character has trained extensively in striking specific parts of an opponent's body and reduce
Okay.
penalties for hitting.
Striking specific locations. Mm-hmm.
Ankle knee.
So instead of a -2, it'll be like a -1
I
or
don't-
lower?
I guess I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not targeting a specific part of his body. I'm just trying to tackle him. I don't know why I was looking at that. May ignore 1 point of armor on any opponent.
Mm-hmm.
Probably use up my
Pressure points.
Yeah.
'Cause those are effective.
So I'd just say give me
I'm
strength and brawl. We'll probably do it. Because at this point it's just like a linebacker tackle. 1.
Dice are not being nice to me today. It's 8 and 9, so they're successes?
Yep.
8, 9s, and 10s.
2 successes.
Okay, so you go for the leap, and you manage to kind of grab hold and then slip off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give him a performance check. Okay. He's lucky it's the new system. So you hit him with some pretty heavy force. Basically, like, tumbles and almost falls off the roof, and is at a point where he's basically just holding on by a hand.
Okay.
You're at this point like,
live the king.
This is Denver.
Doesn't have quite the same ring to it. Okay.
but immediately goes into the, like.
Okay.
Sure, yeah.
Yep.
Holding on with like one hand,
That doesn't
tries to
sound
reach
fun.
up to get the other, looks down, and then lets go.
How high up are we?
3
Delay
floors. It's not
response.
going to be fun, but people can survive
Yeah.
that.
3 or 4.
Okay.
Is it really worth it? Jesus.
This guy may have murdered somebody, so maybe.
Don't worry, we're all gonna die anyways.
I'm not.
Thanks, Silver player.
Pessimistic Gen
He's
Z,
the one with
so-
the bell jar, I'm just saying.
Yeah, maybe you'll
He
get
loves the
revived by a
mason jar.
fairy.
I don't accept.
The space vigilante.
Okay, I'll watch him drop.
Okay.
See if
I
he,
think he just
see if he gets back
flat
up
takes
first.
damage. Yeah.
If he gets back up, he's just a zombie anyways.
You see, falls, takes the hit. You can tell, like, didn't land terribly, but didn't land well. And you can see he's, like, booking it off towards the left with a pretty heavy limp,
Yeah.
trying to slip into some buildings and just blend in.
Okay.
Kill him.
I'll look up and around. I imagine the other 2 are long gone by now.
Yeah.
I'll-
3-story drop.
I'll try to find a safe way down from here.
Okay. Quick look around. 3 stories.
He's a parkour expert.
Yeah, there's always a way down.
I do have the mitigating fall damage.
Mm-hmm.
Just find
But
my
if I
friend.
can find a
Falling
way to
is
not
a
have
way
to
to
do
get
that,
down.
that would be great.
That'd be ideal.
Was it not the rain spouts, but the gutters? Take a gutter down. Climb
No,
down.
it's get her done.
Get her down. Gutter down.
Okay. You managed to find a way where, there's effectively some like rain gutter and some piping, insulated piping that you could use to lower yourself down
Okay.
pretty quickly.
I will start trying to track this guy, I guess.
Okay.
I guess I'm trying to help Jessica.
You're removing bricks at this point.
I mean, how many more do we have to remove? Shit.
It's like half a pallet, so it's a good amount.
God
but
damn.
It's
Yeah.
like a few hundred pounds.
Can I start to see Tabby yet?
Oh yeah. Fairly early on you're able to. It's just a lot of like impact damage you're noticing. A lot
Okay.
of serious locations where it's like, that's probably a broken bone or a fracture. That's,
Just trying to get her uncovered as fast
Bruising.
as I can.
yeah. You work through it. You can hear ambulance on the way. They were nearby because of the protests.
Yep.
Doesn't take too long before the stretcher's out. You've saved them a decent bit of time. They're able to load her up, and
Put my hand in front of Icarus's fucking film
Camera.
at this point.
yeah.
Show some fucking respect. Jesus.
Hey,
Hey,
she's
this-
gonna
this-
be happy.
This is
about
our friend
later.
too. I mean, Tabitha would want everything
I
recorded.
just stare him down and take the phone
You
and
need
turn it off.
evidence.
You've got your evidence. Now turn it off. Jesus
All right,
Christ.
fine.
And then I
Pockets
see if I can get in the ambulance with Tabitha.
Okay.
Have to let me in.
They take you to
Here.
a
Home away
closer,
from home.
yeah, a slightly closer hospital, Kindred, which is nearby. And again, you find yourself, well, if you were conscious, either time, you would find yourself back in the ER. And you find yourself in the waiting room with, at this point, just yourself.
Yeah.
I'd
Awesome.
make.
What do I
I'd,
roll for
favorite.
trying to track this guy?
Good question.
I'd go over.
I've got tracking under my investigation. I just don't know what the other attribute is.
I'd probably say investigation wits,
Okay.
mental faculties to apply into that.
One success.
Okay. It's pretty difficult to track people through urban locations.
I think at this point I would be reduced to going around asking. Does anybody see a limping skinhead?
Which one?
Yeah, unfortunately, that's half of it. The other half of it is like every now and again you pick up on the trail, but it's very clear every time you pick up on it, you're further and further behind.
Okay.
And it just hits a point where it's like, I've got his description, that might have to do at this point.
Okay. I will circle back around to the construction site then.
Okay.
Many cops showed up to get statements yet from?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I guess I'll give my fucking statement to the police in the waiting room. Not that I saw a whole lot.
You mentioned you wanted to tag along as well.
Yeah, I'd
Ambulance?
at least go there if I haven't given like comments to officers on the.
I'm
at
sure
that
Icarus has
construction
a lot
scene.
to say about what happened.
Oh yeah.
And then I make my way to the hospital.
And I'm sure the police will show up eventually, and I'll just be with Tabby while she gives her statement and stuff.
Okay. You circle back around. Area's already got police cordon around it. Quickly find out, yeah, you're not getting back in there.
I've texted you at some point that we're at the hospital.
Okay.
And Jenny, too.
I will approach one of the officers and give her my best description of the guys that I chased. Mention that one of them should be injured from falling off a building, essentially.
Well, he jumped, really.
All right, make sure that gets noted, added into the logs. Let's see if we can get an APB out on them as soon as possible. Be looking into this. Thank you for your cooperation.
Okay.
You can definitely tell, like, they're to some degree kind of like rushing through things because it's okay. Yeah, something happened here, but we got other problems elsewhere that we need to make sure groups don't clash again.
Yeah, like white people are getting hurt.
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh no!
They're falling off buildings for some reason.
It's raining then.
Not the kind of men you want, though.
Nope.
Okay. And then I guess I drove to the site, so I will text Jenny and tell her. What do I even tell her at this point?
Say, I
Tabby's back in the hospital.
Whatever you tell her, it's that cut over to a gym bag on the sidelines of the soccer field. You see the little like screen glow through the bag, and it buzzes a couple times as the soccer team is practicing in the background.
I'm gonna actually call her for this since I have signal. Call her and leave a message about things went
It's serious.
Things went south. Tabby's back in the hospital.
That moment of like surprise.
Jess is already there, and I'm heading over. I'll tell her the exact hospital.
Okay. A lot of you convene at the hospital. Icarus is there as kind of expected. He's pacing, he's angry, he is tweeting like crazy. The social media has been summoned.
Furiously tweeting.
You do that, you'll go blind. And everybody's just kind of waiting for news back.
Yep.
I'll get there, and when I meet up with you and I guess the other two guys, I'll let you know that I chased him, tackled one, and he dropped off a building and slipped away. But I gave my descriptions to the cops, so there's that.
What the hell were you two doing inside? Was it already open? Or did you guys do that?
We just got
Icarus.
It was already open. We're going in to try to figure out what they were up to. It looked like they were hauling quite a bit of stuff. I think they left some of it there.
Huge.
Oh, they moved pretty quick. They're planning for something.
You don't think it could have been a trap?
Obviously it was. I mean, look at what happened.
If it was a trap, they left behind 3 backpacks.
I mean, it's their fucking building. What do they want to do to it?
Well, they
Unless this is another group of white supremacists.
I mean, I don't know if they're
Rifle
necessarily
Nazis.
tied with the people who bought it. They could just be supporters.
They're all linked in some way, man.
Yeah.
Whether they want...
Okay, I'm not going down that rabbit hole. I just...
You don't know about the lizard people?
They're showing support for each other, but
There's a good, 5-minute diatribe re-explaining how it's all connected.
I just walk.
Yep.
And you're like, God damn it, Tabby has to
I just wanted... Okay, that's fine. Yeah, but I mean, it's not like you guys are well known enough that they're going to be targeting you guys specifically.
Not yet. That's why it's got to be some plan for the future. They're dropping supplies at this location.
Yeah, but why would you just randomly attack someone with half a pallet of bricks?
They're fucking Nazis. Who cares?
Initiation.
Well,
There you go.
and none of that makes any... Do you guys listen to yourselves talk?
No. No answer to that is a good answer.
I'm Casey, by the way.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Jess. That's my friend who's almost died.
Yeah, I've met
So,
Tab.
excuse me if I'm not going to go in whole hog on the conspiracy theory here.
It's what she would have wanted. She's on board with this kind of stuff, in case you haven't realized.
Getting hit by bricks? I don't think anyone's really on board with that.
No, fighting the Nazis.
Yeah,
Sometimes we lose people.
But
She'd want us to go on.
She's not dead yet.
I need you to take like 2 steps back from me.
All right?
I mean, God damn it, she just got out of the hospital.
She was 2 days from retirement.
At least she knows the nurses pretty well.
Different hospital.
True.
That's going to be the thing here. Tabby dies every week.
I
Right?
told
New Kenny.
look, I called Jenny. I left her a message. She's
Yeah, I
probably so
already
busy, so-
texted her, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go call my dads again because they were planning to meet us at the protest, and I'm not going to be there. So.
Okay.
The fact is that we don't know who these people were. We don't know who they were with, and they had no reason to attack anyone. And I understand that you can spin this whichever way you wish to further your cause, but that doesn't change what actually happened. And I'm more interested in what
don't need
actually
any spin.
happened than the conspiracies here.
All right, here's what happened. We're going to the protest, but we know Nazis and the like, they want to counter-protest, so we're trying to keep an ear out, see what's going on. Those 3 split off from the main group.
How do you know that?
We saw it happen,
them
Okay.
walk off.
so we followed after them.
If you didn't physically see things, I don't want to hear about them. Okay.
That's as we were following them. That's when I texted Tabby about what was going on. Worried that they were starting to mobilize or something. This is, part peeling away from the main group.
Did
They're up to
they
something.
see you following them?
I don't think so.
Did I trip over a rock or something?
No, that was later. Scuffed your knee.
Okay.
You remember
So
that?
if they saw you, then they would have been able to determine who you were. Or guess.
Yeah,
So
probably.
so they split off and they went to the site and you followed them in, or
Yeah.
you saw them break the lock?
Yep. Busted it open. Had this large rock on hand.
I mean, you could just use one of their heads. Did they say
It's a
anything?
good one.
Couldn't pick up a lot, but they were talking about setting things up, getting a vantage point. I don't know exactly what they were planning.
Dumping some
When I
bricks.
finish with my talking to my dads, I'll come back and I'll say I saw them up there right before they pushed them. Looked like they were waiting, and when they saw Tabatha showed up, that's when they decided to act.
What
They
did
must
say?
have known they were followed then.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay, so they get spooked. They try to knock that over and, get rid of one of us. And then just split, right? Makes sense to me.
Real conspiracy is if they're connected to that sanatorium last month.
Look, man.
No.
I know you're all crazy about the connections and whatnot, but
This
you've
is
got to
me-
look at the optics here.
I
This
just
is
go-
me
I just
prodding
go
the
Marissa.
wrist rather than actually.
Done.
No, I like this. I like this guy. He launches into no, they're 2 completely different things. You can tell by the targets and the victims.
This was
like,
clearly.
I mean, Tabby was the target of both.
This was neo-Nazis.
Yeah,
This is QAnon. This is very
Yeah.
clearly different.
the sanitarium wasn't racially targeted. At least not that I've been able to piece together
Oh
yet.
man,
I don't
I've
know
been
what
mentally
you've
pronouncing
discovered.
it QAnon this entire time. Fuck.
I thought it was QAnon.
I don't know. I only ever see
Well,
it.
it's like a capital Q
spelled
and a
out.
capital A and O N. So.
Why do I always see it as QUA?
Because you have to have a U after a Q, right?
I don't fucking know. Anyway,
English.
Words.
Yeah, right?
So,
I get some coffee while they're ranting about the
Oh, yeah.
sanitarium because I'm not listening to that.
Hey, I'm not the one ranting either. I'm just.
you're being ranted at again.
I'm not saying you are, just I don't want to listen to it.
I find it funny to get.
I'll
ranted
probably
at.
tell my dad's not to just not bother going to the protest at this point.
What? We're already here!
Yeah.
Protest has probably been canceled
Your pop out a gun.
by the police.
He's got a gun.
This man sold it to him off the street. Hell of a country.
Woof.
Yeah.
I'll tell them they can go home. It's gotten a bit too dangerous. Also, let them know where I am.
And that you're fine.
Yeah.
You want a gun?
I already have one.
Let's buy one, get one.
Second gun.
My
You can be Lupita 2 guns.
2 guns.
Yeah,
They
you
Combine them with the
Nickname.
same background
Call you that
check.
on the street.
Zoila
2 guns.
was giving out her old armory.
Yeah.
It was secondhand guns. You don't
All
want
2
them anymore.
guns.
Yeah, you need the second one so you can plant it on the guy you shot.
Right.
There you go.
Stand your
And a
ground.
cloth to wipe away the
Mm-hmm. There you go. Now you're thinking like a crazed radical.
Yeah.
Or a police officer.
Yep.
Same thing.
Same thing, yeah.
Okay. Moving on.
All right. You're there for a good 2-3 hours.
Yep.
Does Jenny show up?
Yeah. Eventually, Jenny shows up. Joins you in the waiting room. There's that like uncomfortable feeling of like, okay, yeah, we're spending a lot of times in hospitals as of late.
Yes.
We need to see what we can do about changing that fact.
We need to get you a life
Agree.
insurance policy.
We'll take a life insurance policy out on her.
It'll
Take
pay
her
for
out.
rent.
Is that what you
Yes. We'll be the beneficiaries in case when something does inevitably happen to her.
When something happens.
Yeah, because it's not an if anymore.
I think you're gonna get a pretty rough payment on that
It's
with the
gonna
amount of
cost a
time
lot.
she's been in the
Yeah.
hospital. Yeah.
Pretty low or very high
High,
premium.
yeah, that high risk.
How many times have you been in the hospital in the last 3 years? Well, there was the zombies, then there was the bricks.
That's really all so far.
Yeah, that's a really.
It's a good mix.
I'd skip the bricks and go on to the next more interesting one because it's a pretty sharp drop off.
It ebbs and flows. It's fine.
You know, I slipped on a spill. In
But
the
eventually-
kitchen.
Yeah. Oh, and more zombies.
Nurse
Yeah.
comes out and is clearly looking kind of for somebody to talk to.
I will stand up and go up to her. Tabby?
She's stable for the time being. She's in and out of it. Mental faculties aren't quite all there at the moment. I will have visiting opportunities a little bit later. Just need to give her a bit of bed rest. But
Okay.
in about an hour or so, I think she'll have moved in, settled, give you a chance to go in and see how
What'll-
things are. But
What'll happen to her? Like broken bones or anything? Or
concussion.
yeah.
Thankfully, bone structure is in fairly good condition. There are some breaks in a
Tricking
couple
in
of
the-
locations, but the biggest news is there's a little bit of spinal damage.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Shouldn't need that.
Okay. What are the implications of that?
Until she regains consciousness, we're not 100% sure.
Okay.
Is there going to be an officer posted at her door? Because this was.
I understand the worry, but
It was just wrong place, wrong time. They weren't specifically targeting her.
from
It
our
wasn't
understanding, yes.
an accident, though.
No, it wasn't. But I don't know that she was the specific target.
Unless there is a clear and persistent threat, we
Well, they're not
usually
gonna do
don't
it,
post armed guards. We have security around here as is, but
Okay.
It's okay, I got a gun. Nah, I got nothing to do.
You just wake up and the bat's not there. You're like,
Upgraded.
To a gun.
But they totally
A
let you out in the
bat
hospital.
with a gun.
Apparently they're
It's
just
now a ruby
they're
weapon.
just giving them out.
The gun
Colorado,
fair's
man.
at the hospital.
The moment you go to Colorado, they go, here's your free weed and here's
and
a
your
gun.
gun.
Please think about joining a local
Welcome to
militia.
America.
Sorry to anybody who actually lives in Colorado.
Choose one. You
No, we're
can't
not.
have both.
It sounds like a lovely place to live, to be honest, since
To be
they're
honest.
putting price
They can't hear you
Caps
over
on,
the sound of blazing and shooting.
on insulin and stuff. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a bad place to live. Anyway,
They're trying to
There's
get
some
people
pros
there.
and cons going on there, from my understanding.
I mean,
she's got
guns are
me.
a problem everywhere in America. It's not
Yes.
just Colorado. There's fucking open carry laws in this state, you know. Anyway,
I know that we need an armed officer. I mean, I'm here for the time being, so. I might honestly be scarier because they know that I will go after them.
okay. Well,
Already cost one of them a leg.
and I'll just come back and tell you guys
Cut it off.
what the nurse told me. I don't know when
Nice.
she's going to regain consciousness, so
Yeah,
if you
it's in the
guys have somewhere to be, if you have tweets to send or news outlets to interview with, you can always head out and I will text you or something when she wakes up.
I'm heading back, seeing if the protests are still active at this point.
Sure.
Seems like police have stepped up a bit, but they're considering this a different enough incident
Of course.
that protests are still a go for the time being. So
Okay.
let me know when she comes around.
I will.
Might be best to try to get any of the more vulnerable people at the protests to go home. That's what I did.
So you're sticking around?
Yep.
But my
Okay. Also
Oh.
sticking around.
I guess I'll go with Icarus.
Okay.
I'll make sure to get Icarus and yours phone numbers before.
Tab at least
The
has my
quick
phone
change.
number, probably, but
Yeah, but I don't know if I can get to Tabitha's personals right now. So
The
Don't
phone
worry.
is probably smashed.
yeah, or if it works. So
we need good apartments.
I'm not sure you're passing the test yet.
fuck
All right. So
my bisexual ankles, they're so cold.
Is that why I'm so cold all the time?
is it just the ankles?
No, it's everything.
Oh, okay.
No, that's your lack of a soul.
It's the cuffed jeans are supposedly
Mm.
popular among bisexuals, but my ankles are fucking freezing, so we're gonna uncut them.
There you
Well, that means it's over. You lost.
go.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
This is how identity works, don't you know?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have your ankles exposed, how bisexual could you possibly be?
You must be
gotta-
scandalous to
why-
1950s men at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Why the Amish are so afraid of them. Anyway,
So, a little more than an hour passes. You get the go-ahead to visit.
Great.
You
one
notice
at a time or
you can go in groups, so keep the groups small-ish.
This is just the two of us. I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah.
well, Jenny's there too. Eventually.
Well, I don't know if she stays or not, though.
She probably headed back to.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to help take care of
Buffy.
Buffy too. So
Dog's hungry.
Yeah.
go feed Doggo.
Needs a
She
walk.
Gets
is-
the cheese. Oh no.
So go in and see if she's conscious.
Make your way in. You can see eyes are open, but they don't focus. The nurse kind of updated you on the condition. We're fairly sure that she can hear. We're not 100% sure in terms of nerve damage. We still need to check into that. But she seems to be responding to basic stimuli.
Okay.
Eye response is good. But for the time being, she's on some pretty heavy paralytics.
Hmm.
So even if she did want to move, she wouldn't be able to.
Okay. Fuck. Thanks. We'll just go up and talk to her
Okay.
a few minutes. Hey Tabby, I think you need some new hobbies.
Also new friends. Not us. Icarus specifically.
Real tired of visiting hospitals.
you're tired.
Just say, imagine if I'm tired of it, you real fucking hate it.
You
at
just
this
like
point.
blink twice.
Blink once for yes and twice for no.
It's just Morse code
Blink
now.
once for yes and twice for are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. I imagine that's probably a big way we communicate to each other. We just say, "Are you fucking kidding me?" to each other over and over and over again.
Your activist friends did a good bit of recording, and we all gave statements to the police.
Yeah.
I chased one of them down and essentially knocked him off the building. So
I thought you said he fell.
I tackled him, and he was on the edge,
Uh-huh.
and then he decided, instead of letting me pull him back up, to just drop 3 stories
Oh, okay,
down.
so that was his choice. All right.
Yeah.
Not a lot of cell production going on up there in the brain for him, I don't think.
Yeah.
It stops
So
at
they're still-
like 25. or
Yeah.
something,
They're
as you can tell.
so allegedly they're still being searched for.
Allegedly.
Yeah. We already told Jenny what happened. She stopped in and she's gone home. I'm sure she'll be back later, but I had to go look after Buffy.
I don't know how long we'll be able to stay. Visiting hours finish after a while. If we can't stay the whole time, we'll come back in the morning and check in on you again. Can't wait to tell your professors that you're going to miss class again.
This
They're
is
gonna
just
start
your like
thinking you're dead.
do-over semester.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you might
this-
need to.
Might just,
I just started grad school, man.
You might need
Time
to
to
take
restart
a gap
grad
semester.
school.
yeah, go study abroad, except you're studying the insides of hospitals instead.
Alright,
A
so
different kind of doctorate degree.
you're able to stay for another like 2.5
Study abroad
hours
somewhere with
before
better
visiting.
healthcare.
Yeah, visiting hours cut out.
And I know they try to encourage you to go home because they didn't want me to stay when Jason was in the hospital either.
Yep, even family, they're like, you should go elsewhere.
They do, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cut down on the number of people, and make you pay your parking tickets every day.
Well, there wasn't parking fees where he was, but
Oh, nice.
they were just like, hey, that bench is uncomfortable. Nothing's going to happen. He's just going to sleep. Go home
Yeah.
and come back in the morning.
Yeah, get some rest.
And then his mom was staring at me, and I was like, if I don't do it, she won't do it. I should just go. So,
Okay.
yeah, eventually go home. Again on Buffy. Look over the whole house to make sure nothing else fucking weird is going on, because now I'm slightly paranoid. See if there are any,
Carry around a
like,
bat.
see if there are any death to Tabitha, notes on her door or something. Like, fuck, man.
Do we need to make any kind of rolls for this, for seeing it happen?
For breaking point, like witnessing violence, I think it's like a -2 on it.
I mean, personally, I came in after the bricks had fallen, so I don't know.
Yeah. So maybe just me.
Yeah. What? Resolve and composure.
Me and Casey.
Yeah. It's like
Because
a
it was the
74.
sound of the bricks hitting
It's
your
not
body. that
witnessing
alarmed
an
me and
accidental
sent
death,
me in
which
there.
is -2.
Yep. She's not dead,
-2, you said, so it would just be a.
because I think
Not
it's
dead
like,
Causing visible serious injury is -2.
but causing is
Causing.
you doing it.
Yeah. It's just
Yeah.
witnessing.
So it may,
Why not?
maybe even
1.5.
lower.
Round it up.
Cut the die in half.
I'll go roll a d5.
D6. D6. I'm a wizard.
You high?
Rough.
Casey
Yeah.
might be.
Has to get in the Colorado mood.
Casey probably is.
I think it'll just be a flat roll then.
Icarus probably is too.
So resolve plus composure, as long as your effectively integrity stat is a 6 or a 7, it's a +1.
So it's essentially flat, but there is a -1.
Well, no, you get a +1 to it.
Oh, so I get a.
Both of you should have a +1. Too.
Oh.
Wait, the what?
So no
So-
roll for the witness, just.
Yeah, because that is
Whatever.
specifically witnessing a murder and looking into a lot of these, like. Yeah, I guess it's weird because like witnessing the supernatural non-violent is a -1. I'll put it at a flat roll of resolve and composure. Sense.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because even the visible harm is -2, and wow, that's a botch.
One of them was a 1. No successes.
Oh no, that's a
botch too.
That's botch.
More ones than successes.
Yep.
No, I think it's if you have no successes.
Yeah, no successes and any number of
any
ones
number of
is
ones.
the
Botch.
new World of Darkness rules. The old was, if ones outnumber successes. All right. Well, welcome to the loss of a point of integrity and either broken fugue or madness.
Yay.
Also, take a beat.
Beats are good.
Yay, experience.
Where does that go?
There should be an area somewhere on the front for. There usually is an area on the front for beads.
Like-
Otherwise, you may have to add it in.
Because I have like little boxes by my initiative.
We need to reprint you a character sheet that is falling apart. It's been like a full
They
year,
all
so
look
that's.
like that.
We'll get you the good paper so it doesn't
I
come.
have an experience box.
There you go.
That's probably.
Yep.
Use that one.
Just put in a tally mark, I guess.
Yep. Standard is it's every 5 beats is effectively a point of experience you can then spend to level things up.
I will put that in this.
All these dramatic failures, why?
It's pretty easy to do with 5 dice.
Did you botch too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got 2 ones.
So, your choice of broken, fugue, or madness. I would lean on, in this case, probably broken or fugue.
You know.
Good.
Yeah.
Chakle fugue.
It honestly doesn't surprise me that this would get to her more than the zombies.
Somebody literally attempted to murder your friends.
Yeah. As long as, I want to be a hunter. Shit like this is going to happen. It's not ideal, but gotta
But
get
at the
used
same
to
time,
it.
like you're not immune to it, but
Yeah.
oof.
What's the definition for?
Whereas
broken?
this is just regular people shit, which kind of makes it worse.
It does.
This is our reality.
Yep. Broken
These
is
dudes
minus
aren't
to
even being
social
mind controlled, they're just doing
and
this 'cause they want to.
minus to intimidate. It's basically like you can barely muster up the will to do your job. Anything overly emotionally intense just kind of causes you to back down or shut down.
Just sounds like depression, to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
Basically.
Okay.
Like triggerable depression. Fugue is specifically that, like, nope, brain shutting off.
The
time to go.
blackouts.
Yeah. You lose control, and effectively the character's like, I'm getting out of here because this reminds me too much of. And in this case, it would be probably somebody trying to kill Tabatha, which
Yeah.
might not be a great choice.
Given how often it's been happening?
I mean, this is the first time technically. The other time was just general attempted murder at everybody.
Oh, I see.
It's just torture games instead of murder.
Yeah, there's a difference.
One's clearly preferable. Okay.
Torture's only a -3 when you see it.
Whereas madness is literally just kind of something's jarred loose.
Mhm.
It's effectively I can take a mental or social roll of yours and go drop a die or a couple of dice every now and again, and that's just from like bouts of non-chemical mania.
I think what I'm gonna go with for Lupita is I'm thinking she's gonna start she's already kind of pushing the scary end of how hard she trains.
Mhm.
She's got the workaholic thing, and I think she's going to take it up a degree because she looks at this as like, if my reflexes had been faster, I might have been able to push her out of the way, or I might have been able to actually
Could've
catch
done
one of
something.
them. Yeah.
You'd get guilt from a regular failure. We need to step up.
Well, this is it's manifesting in that she's constantly trying to.
So then let's lean into let's go with madness for it.
Okay, push the limits of what she can physically do.
Yeah, because you're pushing yourself beyond healthy and stable conditions.
Mm-hmm.
And as a result, some mental and social attempts are going to suffer because you have so focused on physical.
Okay.
So if you've got conditions usually on the back of the page, you can add that. Madness. Same for all of these. Anytime you regain a dot of integrity, lose another dot of integrity, or achieve an exceptional success on a breaking point, you can shed this condition. Cool. But as you are shown out after visiting hours pass,
Fucking have anything on this goddamn sheets.
we're getting you a new sheet with actual things you can fill in.
My brokenness is flavored. It's kind of like guilty, but it is a lot more of I should have been the one that got the bricks pushed on.
Survivor's guilt.
I'm probably the one who let them know that they were being followed. There's
I slipped out.
Yeah.
If somebody gets huffy with me about it, I'm just going to kind of shut down as a result.
I also feel like I have to not make reparations for myself. It's more reparation for Tab. Since my virtue is just, so I'm just gonna make it right.
All right. So
You want to move in with us?
I'm just
we got an open room.
I'm just like the personal caretaker.
Tabby
just
comes home, 24/7.
Guilted into it. Okay.
So we leave the hospital.
Make your way out. Head home. Do your best to try to have a quote-unquote normal evening.
I definitely check over every part of that fucking house, though, because now I'm just like, what the fuck is this?
Definitely get a few text messages asking if Tab's okay.
Yeah. Answer them best I can.
Okay. So, Tabatha, as you've been kind of lying there, a nurse has come in, checked up on you for the night. Basically,
She smothers you with a pillow.
as a mercy.
Because we're now in a fucking Stephen King novel.
You figure out they're actually wearing a wig. They're actually just a skinhead.
No.
Are they still skinhead if they're wearing a wig?
Their head is skin. Wait, all of our heads are skin. Oh no. Shit.
The secret is you're all skinheads.
That's some Twitter level knowledge.
Oh god. Galaxy brain moment. Yeah.
I want to make a
There's a
a
skeleton.
wig joke, but I'm too white for
man.
that.
Right.
There's nobody at this table that is
Our
not.
arms are pretty messed up.
Everybody at this table is too white.
Now,
for
in
that.
the process,
No,
Tabitha
no.
may snatch that wig. Right. So I took that bullet for you.
Okay.
Leon,
Anyway,
seriously. Just because
Staring
her
at
hand
the-
is there. No,
Yeah.
he's nudging Robert's hand. I mean, that can't feel good. I'm sorry, Robert.
I mean, Leon
dog
was
really
doing more
needs
than
love.
nudging earlier.
So nurse has checked in on you, has turned the lights off to give you some rest, closed the door. Got life support around you that is just kind of that gentle hum of electricity.
Breathing assist or
At this point, I think so, yeah. Because you're dealing with a condition where they've effectively paralyzed the body.
Mm-hmm.
So they got to breathe for you in that regard. And you see, or you hear from the window a bit of a ruckus. And then you see some hands and Icarus's face as he pulls himself up
good. Am I
on the windowsill.
fucking
Jimmy's the window open with a bit of a pop and slides in.
Why?
Wait, let this play out.
I have to figure
Well,
out if
I'm
I
not
got.
there, so-
Let's see what happens.
I need to figure out if I got rolled into this.
No, you did not get rolled into this.
I did not get pulled
Not,
into
going
not
rogue.
this stuff. Yeah.
As I'm like the one holding up this.
Oh God.
He does kind of like a quick look over. You can see the shock on his face from the angle you've been kind of propped up at.
Sit.
Look, we saw the ones who did it to you, Tabby. You don't have to worry about that. It's a matter of just mobilizing people and tracking them down. Well, you know what the system's going to do. But
System's going to give him a promotion and the key to the city.
Build a building.
We're going to invert their testicles.
They're already doing that.
What? Did you say invert their testicles?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh. Why don't you just go straight to testicular torture?
Some Fight Club shit going on.
And you can see he's a little bit like nervous or on edge.
He did cocaine before he came.
Oh yeah, you gotta do cocaine.
So you got that from you?
Problem is, Tabby, the hospital dug up your emergency contact information. I didn't know you had relations with her, and well, I think it's better for you to die a martyr than be discovered as a fake.
Fucking knew he was gonna do this.
And
I should have punched him when I thought about it.
What?
He
gonna kill
works
her.
his way over to the
I understand that, but why?
something to do with the hospital's emergency contact info for Tabitha.
Okay, so I'm not.
Yep.
None of us know this.
Cool.
No,
Right.
nobody knows why
I thought
yet.
maybe I'd missed something. Okay.
He works his way over to
someone.
works his way over to the IV drip. Jimmy's the lock open on it, and you can see alarms are basically blaring at this point. And he just pushes down on the morphine injector by hand.
Oh,
and
see, I was going to.
things go black
I was gonna
slowly
say,
for you.
the least you could do is just give her a lot of morphine, not just.
Yep. As
Not a
your
bad way to
world, as your world is kind of fading, you see he's reaching into his backpack, produces a pistol, checks it, puts it in an easier to reach spot, and kind of shoots you that look before climbing back out the window. Don't worry, we'll get him.
I should have. I'd stopped myself from being violent.
You find yourself in this void.
Well, we're not there yet because
Jenny's character sheet.
Here's Jenny.
I got plenty of spare characters.
So you find yourself in this like gray void, this strange landscape that seems to pulsate in the same way you would imagine a oscilloscope does, or a audio feed actually seeing the analog symbols. Everything has this kind of pulse to it moving through. And if you'd like to, describe what your Geist looks like.
let's see, I wrote this down.
Yep. Because I realize I only have notes. I don't actually have anything about the look.
Okay, she's like a really tall blonde woman in armor with a shield and a sword at her hip.
Nice.
Okay.
And the armor is like battered and bloodstained.
May I ask what type of armor? Is it like...
It's like plate armor.
Okay. European influence then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, paladin. Makes sense.
So they approach effectively like as if they had walked through a fog. You watch as the wisp kind of curls off of them. There's this constant wisping effect as if like dry ice around them and off of their skin and some of the armor. They approach and kind of set the shield down as a bit of a armrest, kind of both hands across on top of it and look down at you. I'm here to give you an offer. You have reached the place in between the living and the dead.
I remember a lot of drugs. Are you sure I'm supposed to be here?
Depends on what you mean by supposed to. You are supposed to move on and kind of, with a hand, gestures towards the side where you see a simple, just black wooden doorway that is slightly ajar, a little bit of light pouring out of it. You may move on, but, well, I'm looking for someone whom I can work with. I cannot interact with the physical plane of existence that you preside on, and you cannot return there without my help.
Where am I?
Limbo, the land between.
Like actual dead person limbo? Like the one Dante described?
No. He was very flavorful with his descriptions. In fact, a lot of those were,
That might have been after
honestly,
this ghost.
you could think of it like a call-out text, call-out post, but back in the day, so a call-out book. It's quite different.
Right, okay. Yeah, there's not nearly enough popes here.
Back in the
No.
days when you would nail your call-out posts to the doors of the Catholic Church.
Nailed 95 hot takes to the door of Wittenberg Cathedral.
Nice.
So, I'm dead.
Technically speaking, yes. But I'm sure you are well aware that people have come back from the edge of death before.
Okay, so I'm only at the edge of death?
You're only mostly dead.
Mostly dead.
You're being kind of pedantic about exactly how dead you are.
You're dead if you choose to walk through that door.
What's on the other side of the door?
I don't know. I've never been there.
Okay,
I simply refer to it as the gate.
the gate. Right.
Anyone who dies eventually goes through the gate.
There you go. Yeah.
No one has ever come back.
Makes sense. And what do you want?
To determine and interact with the world in such a way that we may act as gatekeeper, to give those who are going down the wrong path a second chance.
Wait, so you were on the wrong path? Is that...
No, obviously.
If you'd been like
path to death?
3 steps to the left, you would have been fine.
So literal.
Literal. There we go.
Yeah.
And I believe that is something you would not object to. That is why we were drawn together.
Yeah, I really always wanted to help people.
I understand your protective nature. And admittedly, what I seek is slightly different. It is more guidance, but in a way, guidance is just long-term protection.
Yeah. So, what would we be doing exactly?
We would return to the realm of the living.
Okay.
You would be able to see spirits who cannot move on.
Okay.
You would be able to hear me and my guidance.
Right.
And I would attempt to guide you and direct you to protect the wellness of others, of those who can be saved.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds good. I can't believe he did that to me, though.
Beast with fentanyl.
I mean, I have really mixed feelings about that. Because on the one hand, he shouldn't have killed me.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't see the other hands to that, personally.
But
There isn't.
Yeah.
It's
I
not
mean,
there.
we were close. Would he be the type of person we'd want to save?
I don't know if he can be. You would have to attempt. He is one I would determine has gone too far.
Yeah, I'd have to kind of agree with that. I mean, he did kill me.
But I mean, if you could still forgive him after him killing you, whoa, ooh, that's some self.
I mean, at least it was a knife.
That's some inner strength.
Does it count if you come back?
He thought he had good reasons, but
That's an interesting question. Let's spend the next 6 hours talking about this in the void.
Yeah, does it count if you come back?
Yes, it counts!
No,
To be
because
fair, Gilly's parents tried to do the same thing.
It's attempted murder, I think, at worst.
Except they hired an assassin.
It definitely still counts.
Or
No, it doesn't.
or it's murder, but then somehow, in
killing is the action that
their
leads
eyes
to
it
death.
would be
No death is
The
happening.
intention was there, though.
Sure.
So
yeah.
attempted murder, I guess.
Attempted murder. I'll say attempted murder, yeah.
That's
But-
still not okay.
I was actually dead for a while, so
Technically, you were dead at this very moment.
yeah.
But
like
as
in
mentioned,
reality, how many minutes are you declared dead?
technology
By
has
doctor.
reached a degree where you can be stabilized and resuscitated within minutes in some cases. You don't want to see your body right now. It is not a pleasant sight, one attempting to
yeah.
revive.
Now you're Constantine.
Okay.
You have to hold a cat and put your feet in water for that.
I still
almost
feel
wanna
like I
watch
have
that now.
unfinished work, so
It's a good movie. I mean,
It's weirdly
it's
good.
not great, but it's good.
Yeah.
I still feel like I have unfinished work. So if you can help me, I'll join you.
It's very interesting.
It's
Offers a hand in that, God, what was the movie? Predator style? Dylan!
Dylan, son of a bitch.
The handshake where the hand goes all the way to the elbow.
The forearm shake.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And with that, you feel a
Surge
an intense heat. It would be, I would describe it as searing pain, but there is no pain to it.
Too much morphine.
It's just the
There's this-
electricity from the defibrillator.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, there's this
You're actually dying this
that's going
time.
on, yeah. And moments later, you're awake in the bed. The lights are off. There's nobody around you. You can see medical equipment has actually been disconnected from you.
They didn't pronounce it.
The lot of you have received a text that Tabitha had passed away in the night due to complications.
A text? You text that information?
They probably send a hey, something's happened, please come into the hospital type situation.
Okay. So, alright. You're rushing there.
Yeah. Once you arrive, there's a doctor there to greet you, take you into one of those side rooms, and basically breaks the news of we had what seems to be a break-in during the night. A security alarm went off and registered somebody accessing Tabitha's pain management system, and they delivered a lethal dose of opioids.
This is going to do wonders for your paranoia.
Cool. So what do we need to roll?
At this point, nothing.
Okay.
At this point, it is just shock.
Great.
It is building on experiences you've had earlier that day.
Have you contacted her family?
We've been able to reach out to our emergency contact, but they quickly informed us that they were an old girlfriend. We're digging through hospital records to see what we can find about her family, but no, we haven't contacted them yet.
I don't think she really claims them.
That doesn't mean they don't want to know.
Well, they can, read the newspaper like everybody else.
The obituary will be in there somewhere, right?
It'll be like me, where I find out that my parents' house burned down like 4 months later.
Yeah.
Life's crazy, man.
I still can't believe nobody contacted me about it. You would think, like, house burst into flames twice, very mysteriously. We never figured out what started it. Maybe we should contact the estranged daughter about this. Nah. Just 4 months later, email my parents, "Here, can I have my cats back? Our house burned down." Oh! Anyway.
I will, get a shock blanket and sit there.
Mm. The weight feels good.
It's just
A weighted
It's
blanket?
just several
Yeah.
hanging on the wall.
I just
Yeah.
grab a shock blanket.
You're effectively in like their bad news room.
Yeah.
A little bit of privacy.
So all of the rooms.
Yeah.
The hospital.
Is Jenny there too? Or?
Yeah. She'd be there.
Would they let me bring Buffy?
Probably not into a
No.
hospital.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not a service animal. So
No. And please don't try to make her a service animal.
no, she's not.
No,
She's just a regular dog.
she's a therapy dog, but just not licensed.
Hold on.
She's practicing unlicensed therapy.
She's going to get
I
arrested.
think all dogs
Fine,
really
arrested.
practice unlicensed therapy.
Except for the ones that are licensed.
Yeah. Great. Can we see her?
Of course.
Do you have security camera footage?
No, we don't have. We've got hallways. From what I understand, those have been reviewed. The quick sweep by security personnel noticed the window had been broken open. The latch had been busted.
Any cameras out in the parking lot?
They wouldn't have caught it. This is it faces the road. There's a good chance we might have eyewitnesses, but it still is late at night.
Were the policeman called?
Yes.
We can dust for fingerprints.
Yeah, we've moved the equipment. We're gonna do our best to keep the area, sterile, effectively.
Preserved.
Yes.
Okay.
I'd like to see her.
Of course. So as they're making their way up, you open your eyes, again seeing the world as it is in this lights off. None of the machines from earlier, nothing's connected into you. The first thing you see is a apparition. Vaguely human in shape. It seems to be kind of deteriorating around the edges. It seems to be a man, maybe in their late 20s, maybe early 20s. Just kind of hovering around the room a bit.
Who are you?
Boo! Oh, it didn't work. Boo!
You'd think that every guest
At least once.
and would try that at least once.
At least once. It's the first thing
You could see me?
Boo.
It worked.
It's in my contract. I have to. To be resurrected, I have to say boo.
The ghost seems just as shocked as you are at this point.
I've seen bee before.
Spoopy. You can see me?
Yeah, I was kind of dead for a while, and there's like this woman in armor, and now I'm not dead anymore, I guess.
Well, that's good.
Lucky you.
Oh, rub it in, will you?
There's a couple of others similar to you in this building. I've seen a couple of doctors come and go who've been able to see me, but glad there's a new person. It's been quite some time.
Well, you look like you can use a friend.
I could. Same for you.
But welcome back.
Does the one finger up and goes like, "That was messed up. What happened to you?"
Yeah.
But you seem okay against all odds.
Relatively speaking.
You're probably gonna feel some pain in your chest. They brought the crash cart. Tried a couple of times. So how's your day going?
Well, there were all these fucking bricks, and that wasn't fun. And then my friend, who I trusted, killed me, and that kind of sucked. And
You were getting one of your dice first.
and then
That's
the
a
lady
pretty
in
rough
armor,
day.
and now I'm back and I can see you. It's going so, I guess.
Could be better.
You know.
Understandable.
Gosh, I'd like us to walk in the room right now and catch the end of this conversation.
Well,
You know, I died, but you know, it's okay.
I'm better now.
I'm better. You don't like it hung up.
I haven't been around too long. It's been
500 years.
month, maybe month and a half. Wondering if you could do me a favor. This a lot of the
Just got resurrected. Now fucking
Doing favors for gifts.
Yeah.
a lot of the folks I've come across who can actually see me don't really want to have anything to do with me. You'd be surprised. Hospitals are kind of full of spirits that aren't ready to move on.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And unfortunately, I think I can feel a bit of a connection to you.
Okay.
Do you want coffee?
They died at the construction site.
Fucking sanatorium.
So,
A month ago.
Icarus is a serial killer.
I was diagnosed with a form of cancer by now, probably a year ago. Caught it pretty late. Wasn't too long before I had to leave this world, and my partner, Jaden. I was able to kind of keep an eye on him, but the more he moved on, the less of a connection we had. He started getting caught up in a bad crowd, and I think it was nearby some of the people who tried to kill you
Oh.
the first time.
First,
Yeah, the first.
Those people.
The bricks you mentioned.
Yeah.
Hasn't been long since I really kind of started to
I
lose.
thought you meant the sanatorium when
Yes.
they tried to kill you. So the
Yes.
second time,
Second.
because there's been 3 now.
Yeah, yeah, the middle one.
The first
time-
one
The
today.
bricks. Yeah.
Oh, right.
The fun of Geist characters.
Oh, Tabby.
Yeah, because I totally thought too from a month ago. It's like, yeah,
First time.
it was,
right?
it was,
Sticks.
it was-
You're
yeah.
down 3 of your 9 lives, Tabby.
Yep. They're going quick.
They are.
Yeah. How many did you lose when you were growing up? Only have 1 or 2
Yeah,
left.
that's why my parents are gonna find this out, because they're like, she's away at college. I need to check the obituary.
Just a monthly ritual.
So, I've lost contact with Jaden. I lost being able to reach out to him only like a week ago. So I'm hoping the crowd he's got messed up with is one he hasn't really laid down roots with. One that you can steer him clear of. Remind him that the people he's hanging out with honestly don't like him.
Don't think he's the one that fell off the roof. Somebody tells me he's not that one.
Safe in that regard. At best, I guess, try to bring him back here. This was where I was on the room I was in for hospice care. Bring him back here, remind him maybe of our relationship. Maybe that'll help snap him out of it. But I think that's why I'm stuck here.
Right. And what's your name?
Oliver.
Oliver.
That's what I
Because it was supposed to be 50%. And a low of 66 tonight. So.
Well, I'll definitely look into this and see if I can find him.
If he's too far gone, I understand. But I think I just need closure. I need to know that he's either one of them or he's not.
Okay. I'll do what I can for him. I promise.
Thank you.
And then we walk in.
That's the moment when you walk in, is you see Tabitha kind of looking up and to the right, or probably up and to the left so it's away from the door, and then, door cracks open.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hey, I've had a hell of a time today.
The doctor just, bolts past the lot of you and, holy shit.
Into the room?
Into the room.
Okay.
Yeah, to immediately start going pulse.
I just kind of lean on the door frame.
How you feeling?
Well,
walks you through all right, follow my eye, all that stuff. Trying to quickly judge how you're doing.
Nurse!
Come take a look at this shit.
Fucking amazing.
She was dead 10 minutes ago.
Remember you took that selfie? You probably believe it.
Yeah, just.
Oh, God.
Whoa. It was in poor taste. Let's be honest.
Easy, Doc. I was mostly dead for a while.
You sure were.
Did you see
I
who
can
did
confirm that. Here's your death certificate. Keep it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
Will you sign this one?
Legally, you are screwed.
We're gonna have
Free
to.
all
the
of your
kind of
debts.
shit that people that are declared legally dead and then come back have to go through.
You have 6 months.
New
of
Social
pure
Security
code.
Yeah, we'll get things started, but
You're no
thankfully
longer eligible
the
to vote.
certificate hasn't left the building yet.
Okay.
You've got some time. It was only about 15 minutes ago we signed that.
Did you see who did it?
Congratulations, you're going in some medical journal.
It's probably still in the building at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's still just being filed.
Hold on. Priorities, please. And I'll go and hug Tabby and be like, I'm glad
Easy.
you're okay.
Easy.
Yeah, okay.
Bricks.
You get
And
the
the
hug and
crash cart.
where you're expecting there to be pain and soreness,
None.
it's not there.
Nice.
That initial hug, that weight, you're like, oh, that's gonna.
No.
Oh, that's fine. That
Feels good.
Cool.
What's the clinical term for phobia of bricks?
I'll look that up while you role play.
Bricks, my new nemesis.
Yes.
It was zombies, but now
Now it's bricks.
It's been enhanced.
So there's zombies,
Bridges.
bricks, and Icarus. That's my nemesis.
Look up the Latin for brick and then just glue that onto phobia, right?
TOUVLO phobia.
Tuvlophobia?
Apparently, is the fear of bricks.
Oh, mine's the fear of Legos is
Which are kind
That's
of
kind of
fair.
bricks.
That's fair.
Aerophobia.
okay.
So I will hug you, stare at you. We've all been through a lot today.
Yeah.
You're just gonna stay.
I
I
can't
think we
imagine
need-
how this was for you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Having fun.
Well, I'm not the one who literally
You've
died.
had a month
So,
of some research
probably been
and
worse for you.
studies. Perhaps spending some time in
I
the
think
Swiss
we should
Alps
call the
learning
cops
from
and have
gurus.
them
course,
have you tell
yeah.
them what happened.
Or wherever Batman was.
Yeah, he's in
all right. Well,
Nepal
if they
or
blew me,
Tibet.
'cause
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Studying
sure there was a lot
under
of drugs
Rachel
in
Gold.
Because
Sure,
he,
but it's-
he just punched
Yeah, I
that
was doing
plunger
that.
down, man.
You've definitely had a month to
I've joined the League of Shadows.
Yeah.
It
You've
was,
had a month to actually explore
Icarus,
some
wasn't
of
it?
what it means to be a mage.
Yeah.
Oh, have I?
Absolutely.
Yes.
It wasn't one of the Nazis?
Wow, when did that happen?
Because the Nazis didn't know where she
In
was.
that time.
After the week and
To this
before the month and a half.
Because he
Okay,
seemed
so
to
we should
care
we should
way
probably
more
go back to that
about.
at
Yeah.
some point. Yeah.
I was guessing because he seemed to care way more about the cause than he did about you.
He mentioned something about a girl. I'm not sure what he was talking about. Emergency contact. God.
Yeah, they said that the hospital said they tried to call you emergency contact, but she said you weren't. She was your ex-girlfriend, and she didn't have anything to do with you.
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Probably ought
That
to update that. Yeah.
Yeah.
At this rate, you probably ought to update it like now.
I wasn't expecting to go to the hospital again.
Again?
Again and again.
It's only by some miracle they didn't call the emergency contact last time. Also, how about I think you should take up crocheting.
Yeah, so you can always have a needle on you.
They're not that sharp though.
they can.
Because I guess that is it just a needle and a hook, or
It's two
It's
needles.
just
Yeah.
the two needles.
because
They're
isn't
not that
crocheting
sharp.
though?
That's knitting. Crocheting
That's
is
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
one
it's
needle.
One,
It's
yeah,
one
that's
needle
true.
and
a hook. Yeah.
Either way, they can be put at a grindstone.
And turned into lethal weapons.
You hook and then
Yeah.
grab and stab.
Well, she, it was just a fucking relationship I had years ago. I mean, I know she's done some. We went totally different ways, but God, why would he kill me for that?
I'd rather not question the motives of clearly someone who's fucking insane. Let's
or
just-
maybe he knows something that you don't.
Can we, nurse, should we contact the police so they can come and
Oh,
put
definitely.
her statement, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
did Icarus ask me to give him an alibi?
No.
Okay.
The only thing you remember is
I'm sure he didn't tell anybody this
Yeah.
is him
yeah,
going rogue.
he went back to the protests. You guys were there until basically it ended for the day, and then
Split.
he went separate ways. Yeah.
Because he was trying to get rid of her before anybody found out about her emergency contact, so if he can do that with as few people as possible, knowing that there's anything going on, that's the ideal.
And I think there's a good point to end this session.
After a main character's death?
Yeah. It's a great time.
And resurrection.
She
All
came
right.
back. She got better.
So I've been forgetting to do experience.
Sometimes they come back.
Everybody, sometimes they come back for more.
Yes.
Sometimes they come back for more again.
Again? Or two? Or
I think it's again. It's the
Yeah.
weirdest named series, and I love it.
It's again.
And there's one more, and I can never remember.
What is dead may never die.
First session, 2 beats worth of experience. Second session, 2 beats worth of experience. This session, 2 more beats worth of experience. Every time you hit 5 beats, it resets, and you get a point of experience that you may spend.
So would I just be at
What do
3
you-
beats for facing?
You get to keep a running tally of floating experience. So when you get a new character, you're like, guess what? You get this stuff.
So what can we do with experience again?
I will look that up
So-
because it has been a while.
So for all the sessions that have happened, including this one, we should have 6 beats in total.
Yeah, so
Yes.
1 point of experience and 1 beat.
Yeah,
Yep.
for me. Yeah.
Well, you got another beat because
People who have failed some of those
breaking points.
Yeah,
dramatic
failed-
failures.
dramatic
Yeah.
failures of
They get a
breaking
beat.
points
I
give you an
didn't get
extra
a
beat.
dramatic failure.
No,
Okay.
it was.
Yes, you did.
No, it was you.
It was
It was Tabby.
No, I didn't. I just
Casey
rolled a
and
two.
me.
Tabby, Casey, and
Oh
Lupita.
yeah, it was
Yep.
you. Yeah.
So 1
I
beat,
think
1
yeah,
experience.
you just regular failed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did because I rolled like a 2
Yeah.
on a 1. So
So
1
I got
beat and
7.
one point of experience.
So what do we do with experience?
I will look those up, but I'm pretty sure it's you can buy skill points at the cost of the next rank. So if you're going to 3rd rank, that's 3 points. Attributes, it's quite a bit more.
So I probably
Um,
can't do much with it right now.
I believe merits are
Experiences.
1-to-1.
Let's see. Merit, 1 per dot.
Yep.
Skill,
I think I was looking at some merits.
2 per dot.
Yep.
Attribute, 4 per dot. So you'd have to spend 4 experience to get a single dot.
Dot.
in attribute.
I think I'll just save it.
And it's not like going from 3 to 4 costs a lot of dots. It's just for 1 dot.
I'm not 100% sure.
When we get home, we're printing out new sheets and I'm filling
Yes.
them out in
And
pad.
then
I'm sorry.
the rest of this in this book is useless to you because you don't have gnosis.
Nice.
Willpower is 1 per dot, but it says
Yep.
increases whenever composure, resolve increase,
Newman.
maximum rating of the
I don't know
combined
what that
dots in
means.
both attributes. This causes to rebuy dots of willpower spendable place.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So you can't have more than what you started with.
No, but you can like,
Increase your max
No.
by bumping
No.
resolve?
No, you can.
Oh.
But you can get. It's like buying more potions or whatever.
Refilling it
You're
with
refilling
experience.
it, yeah.
Okay.
Instead of getting it through, rest or
The
indulging your
inspiration,
virtue
yeah.
or vice or
Yeah. Okay.
I'm getting that correct.
Yeah.
All right.
Friend, how does D&D work? Me. You need to buy a shitload of dice and then pretend like you know what you're doing. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm buying dice. Whoever has the most dice wins.
Because eventually you'll find the good ones.
Therapist, you don't need to buy that many dice. Me, I must buy this dice. Therapist, no you don't. Me, yes. Well, I'm eating dice.
Yes,
There's
because
a-
I eat dice.
The better one is
Someone
what we
who
found out
knows
today.
anything about budgeting help me figure this out. It's really $8,000 a month on dice. Spend less on dice. No.
No. Not
How do I fix my budget? Well, you can spend less. No.
No. Not how that works.
Other ways.
what people expect
Next.
D&D to be. Full cosplay, candles lit on table, deep hoods, and ruddy, mysterious ambience. What D&D actually is. 4 people in pajamas screaming at a piece of plastic for coming up on the wrong one.
That's right. So, classic question, comments, and suggestions. I want to find some way to get the professor
Back into it.
easily more involved. I want to find some way that this group wants to reach out to you.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it just for that particular exchange at the the protest
started.
counter protest, that just that there's no
easy in.
there's no particularly easy organic way to work.
I should have
into
made
that.
you one of my dads.
Yeah, well,
You can always
The
adopt
dad
a
of
Add a
dad.
third dad.
I'll
to
be your
the
better
mix.
dad.
I'm collecting dads.
But,
Gotta collect them all.
yeah, it's just
Datamon.
there's just
It's
got to
the
be
Daddy
some
Gates Sim collection.
just the way that this works. There's got to be some evolution of Dr. McLean's
And like party dynamics to some degree.
There's got to be some evolution of like his game plan that makes
Includes
them
them.
want to.
You
come
need
back
to like
together.
you're like fostering hunters kind of thing.
Who knows? I don't. It's got to be but I think given the trajectories of everything right now, that's not a fail. It makes sense. That's not a failure or anything. It's just this is a part where McLean is off on his own.
Discovering his mage powers.
Yeah,
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
That'll probably
you
be
can
the start of the
see
next session.
stuff
Will
too.
be
I
what have
can
you been
see
up
stuff.
to for the past month and a half? Well, everybody else was recovering from psychological trauma or actual physical injury.
Or death.
Or death.
Or paid
You,
retirement.
don't worry, you got better.
You did. So are we gonna try to do this again next Sunday? Is that the plan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sweet.
I'm gonna see if my parents will bring Zoe back. If I need to be there at because Zoe's got the show in the afternoon.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Um,
Just timing and getting everything lined up. Any other questions, comments, suggestions?
I may actually need to know who the sex girlfriend is because I don't know anything about her right now.
It's fair.
figure it out together.
You've just
That
forgotten
can be part of
about
the
it.
fun, but yeah, we definitely need to like set a basis for what we know.
The system is kind of a pain.
Yeah, but I'm always back and forth on like, do I want to just turn it into like a 5e kind of thing?
A large portion of that, I think, is just because we've had, we had 6 months between sessions, so we don't remember what the hell.
That's true, yeah.
Toy Wolf, the same one that Masquerade does?
Yes.
Okay.
They've got a 5th edition for Vampire, and they're working on the others. And we may adapt some of their techniques or changes in the die system. I think they moved it to like 7+ as a success.
Yeah, there were some more tweaks about
Okay.
Vampire 5.
Yeah, so I may do some research and see what applies, see if it's easier to use in terms of the system as a whole or what. But I also like the fact that everybody effectively has kind of their own book and focus. If it goes somewhere else, we're adapting a lot of that over. Just because I think that's what makes the White Wolf world what it is.
I was
wanna hold on to
surprised
that.
by how I guess, out of their depth. The hunters, or at least the dads. My dad's seem.
That's ironically part of the game.
Yeah.
Like, as hunter, a lot of it is that, oh god, what's this? Okay, we got to do some research.
Yeah.
Okay, the research wasn't actually what happened. Now my brain's going to Evil Dead. He was a Kandarian demon. Well, what does that mean? This is what they say. This is what it actually is. I figure, like, magic, since the Society of Mages tend to be rather insular, tend to be very protective of that. Unless a hunter has gone out of their way to hunt a mage, they probably know nothing about it.
It's very much
That's
like the
fair.
masquerade.
Yeah, whereas with vampires, it's like, all right, you leave a bit of a body trail. Usually they do a good job of cleaning it up, but they tend to get in on that.
They keep
Werewolves,
themselves.
they tend to be the easiest to spot. Some of the others, various degrees.
Yeah.
But yeah, with
And I
the,
guess with the zombies not being real zombies, then not a whole lot there that they can work with outside of the lipstick symbol.
yeah, and they're looking into stuff, but unfortunately, it's like it'd be like trying to Google how do magic spells work in reality.
Yeah.
There's no easy way to get that info if it actually exists.
Yeah.
So they've got to work off of what occult beliefs are.
Mhm.
So they'll have updates for you on what they think this is,
Yeah.
but who knows? It might be accurate. It might be, because you've got to almost think of it as Mage Society has been sitting there going, oh, there's drips and hints that magic is real. We need a counter-information campaign.
Yeah.
Countering.
And unfortunately, the hunters effectively are just out against everybody.
Yeah.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess I will offer.
But yeah, the therapy was honestly more for the you just had a harrowing experience.
Yeah.
They wanted a
I'm
way to shoehorn
really
it
gonna
in
need
there.
to know.
Yeah.
Who needs an excuse
Sorry,
for therapy?
Go on.
I said I was gonna offer if you're looking for better ways to pull Dr. Voclain in.
My three
There's,
I mean,
I mean, the one dad he also works in the what would be the liberal arts department of the university as a professor. So they probably at least know of each other.
mm-hmm.
That's really
Yeah.
We've got a bit of a connection there, yeah. Yeah. When I cannot. That seems fair.
There's
with
an
my daughter?
there's an opening there to do something with.
We didn't live with us.
And then I'll need to talk with you about setting up your scenario once
Okay.
we get there.
Sure.
But yeah, after this one, I think we'll be jumping to the werewolf next.
We're gonna wait.
I
We're
know
gonna
I was
wait on
gonna be
Jess to
last.
get kidnapped.
Yeah.
I,
Oh, no,
I knew that coming in. Like, I had a feeling. I was like, I'm going to be last.
Changeling is perfect for that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. That's all my friends get all weird. And then I disappear and come back. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yep. And then you're weird, like them. Yay!
And then Lance is just whatever.
Yeah. Unless you have a strong feel of like, hey, I'd like to explore a hunter character or a vampire character. Those would be the two I would push. If you do really like any of the others, where you're like, oh yeah, mages, that sounds cool, let's do it. Or if you're like,
skip spellcasting.
it's intense. It's not super straightforward. I've been able to figure out some basics of like rotes are the same thing as cantrips,
Yeah.
but they don't tell. They like almost don't spell it
Almost
out
don't
for
say
you
that.
anywhere, and it's
Yeah.
like,
Only problem is vampire does sound interesting, but if you have to deal with like
no,
Soma?
stop him. Well, okay, that's fair. I was gonna say if you have to deal with society, vampire society, I'm like everybody's gonna be dealing with their own society, so don't worry about that.
no, yeah, I'm thinking like the sunlight, like then I just can't be a part of like anything.
You limit things to nocturnal activities, yes. Or
Unless
you,
if they have like that special ring that it somehow absorbs UV rays.
or you duck into the sewers a lot. Which, to be fair, they're a great way to get around.
Oh my god! I just
I mean,
remembered.
that also sounds like Casey.
I just remembered last night when I was at work. I had to break for a raccoon,